gotta go live.
Black man, I'm not entertained.
I'm sorry, we have to go live tonight, folks. Welcome. Oh yeah, Storm King's Thunder. This is episode 93. We were having a great conversation.
Sure. Oh yeah, just a black screen on Twitch.
Yeah.
Is it?
Our producer sort of missed hitting the button to switch it over. Y'all would have heard the entertaining conversation.
Now we're up there. We're up there on Twitch now.
We're good. We're good.
Does anyone see off?
Yeah, I don't.
And my camera finally loaded.
I don't see
Okay.
I think Roll20 is still loading Zos in tonight. But hey, everybody, welcome. We're so glad that you're joining us here for Storm King's Thunder, episode 93, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master. And last week, there she is. She's back. She's in now. We've got Zos. A couple quick shout outs before we get started. I'm going to throw a shout out to Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, and Many Sided Dice for all their support. Also, our good friends over at Little Dragon Corp for coming on as a sponsor for this channel.
Beat you already. Don't even look.
Oh yeah. she had that in chat so quick before I even thought about thanking people and announcing these. That's pretty. She's got it she's got it on a clipboard, copied and pasted, ready to go. That's
Control V.
Control V. That's it, right there. or if you own a Mac like I do, Command V.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you guys. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp. Go ahead and check out that quick link that they had shared in chat, so you can check out some of their merchandise. They have some dice rolling trays, some other RPG-oriented merchandise. Check them out, and if you go to place an order, use the coupon code BONUS, and you get 10% off of your order, which is really cool. So make sure you go ahead and check those guys out. Their dice are pretty amazing. Ramsey from Dirty 20 got one of her sets in, and they are awesome. My first roll was a natural 20 on her.
Nice.
But my very second one was a natural 1. So we know they're
Keep the balance.
we know they're balanced.
Balance.
They're very balanced dice.
Yeah.
So that is good. And we need balanced dice in Dungeons and Dragons. Because if you guys are all rolling natural 20s, no, that's just not very fun.
Well,
I'm going to agree wholeheartedly with that. Nothing's more fun than Molfin failing a wisdom save.
Yeah, it gets fun.
oh,
It gets juicy.
capital FUN.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
A quick recap. Oh, actually, before we do recap, I want to just make a reminder announcement for all of you who are tuning in. Next Friday night, November 1st, is our debut of Shadowrun 6th edition right here on the Proficiency Bonus channel. So we are super pumped up about this new world that we're going to be diving into and playing. And we had our practice run, our practice session 0 last Friday. That's why the rerun of episode 92 was on the Twitch stream for you guys. And it went super awesome, and we are super excited about where you guys will be dropped into the story next week. So make sure you tune in. Before that, I want to share with you our awesome trailer one more time as we get ready to launch that new show. So we'll be right back in just a minute. Enjoy.
Ew.
And welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that quick, brief teaser trailer for next week's Shadowrun campaign. Quick recap as we dive into tonight's episode. Last week, or 2 weeks ago when we were here, I've got some notes here that I try to help jog my memory a little bit after 2 weeks. Molfin contacted Dorn Ambercrown, formerly a high priest of Ilmater, about what he was doing to search for a particular object that Molfin is interested in finding. He gave Molfin some information about a sword known as the Sword of Cass. And also, let Molfin know that Dorn is under the impression that there are other pieces of Vecna out there. I believe this intrigued Molfin. And you guys made your way to Clarion Citadel, where Molfin discovered the iron flask that Clarion had hid underneath a wedding dress in his locked bedroom. Molfin decided to take that flask. Locked bedroom. Molfin also had a bit of playtime reanimating his left hand that he had chopped off to mess with the party as they decided on what they were going to do and make plans. And that's where the episode title Rotting DNA came from.
I would like to point out that due to Diana's instructions to send it away, Molfin has sent his rotting corpse zombified hand north. So,
north.
I love that thing.
Cool.
It's going to just start strangulating and murdering whole villages.
Gonna come here and save us.
Not as much as I love Impia.
Just randomly strangles people.
We're gonna get a quest that's like, please hunt down this strange hand. And we're gonna be like,
Yeah.
that's a weirdly gnomish-sized hand.
When we TPK here, this can be our first quest of the new characters.
That's it, yeah. To kill Molfin's left hand.
Yes.
Clarion, Callista shared with Clarion about some of her feelings that she had. And Clarion seemed to be very supportive of her and was determined to protect Callista from any long-term effects of her recent decisions that she has made. You guys discovered a little bit of history on Clarion, that he was once engaged to a woman who, for some reason, I did not write her name in my notes. So I'll have to go back and look at the episode.
Yeah,
because I totally made that up on the spot. And then you guys decided, hey, let's
Hosanna or something.
Hey, for some reason I have Hannah question mark beside it, but I don't think it was that. It was probably Hosanna. I'll readjust my notes. Cool. Thank you, MG. MG, you take excellent notes.
He does.
Very fastidious.
Then you guys
Shout out to Kaplan if she's there. She takes really good notes.
Oh yeah. There's always somebody in the party that takes like super amazing notes. You guys decided to use the conch that you had discovered in the hill giant den, and it teleported you to a strange new place. Upon exploring a little bit of these coral-covered walls and damp, large hallways and chambers, you guys were led upstairs by some beautiful music. And then you were dumped into this room that you just kind of moseyed on into, which seems to be some type of audience chamber where a large female giant is playing a massive crab like an organ, while another is singing a beautiful melody in the company of several other giants who seem to be enjoying drinking water out of a conch, as they look like some of them are just relaxing back along these very large shell and coral tables. The record screeched as you guys walked in. The sound stopped, and the ladies above on this elevated area turned to face you. And that's where we pick up tonight, episode 93. And so, the story is told. Sarah seems like she has a question.
Okay, I rolled a 24 on harmonica. Can I pretend I was playing along, like, with them?
You rolled a 20. Oh, you rolled a natural 20 on a harmonica.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I like play along with them, kind of thing?
Well, see, here's the
Yeah.
problem. They already stopped. So you just kind of get out your harmonica, and you actually pick up right where they left off, and you're
Slick.
playing the same kind of tunes and melodies with your harmonica that matches the pitch and tone of their song.
That's fine.
All the rest of the giants in the room hearing this start to look over their shoulders and start to turn and face all of you as you walk in. They look quizzical in their expressions, but they don't look like they just look
Belligerent?
they look puzzled. They're not really sure what is going on. It's as you walk in to the room slowly. It's just like you guys just like it's like you slowly just like meander into the room like this, like with some confidence, your chest out, and it's like everybody's like, huh? You guys notice that you wave.
Yeah, I wave at them.
As you look around the room, you do notice several giant types. You notice that there is a female fire giant sitting about 40 feet or so away from you guys. You do also see that there is a male cloud giant in attendance here. You see down below, you can see a female frost giant a little bit beyond the fire giant. And beyond that frost giant, you see what looks to be another giant. But this one I think is unfamiliar to you guys. I don't think you guys have ever encountered a stone giant before. It seem to be grayish, almost the skin looks like it's made out of stone. But you can see that it's very chiseled, but very bland looking, very plain, no hair, looks like humanoid, but completely bald. Sitting there at another one, actually the stone giant is probably sitting closest to the music that's being played. They're all kind of indifferently looking towards you. At the bottom, where this auditorium, how this ledge lifts up, you can see there's like a ramp to the north and the south that leads up to where they are playing their music. There is a massive giant standing in each one of those ramps. They're at least 26, maybe 28 feet tall. And as you walk in, it seems like you see them hold up a great sword that seems to be covered in coral and barnacles. And they tighten their grip with both hands just a bit on those swords as they're looking towards you. You can see a little twinkle of what looks to be electrical energy just zap into their bright blue eyes as they look towards you. And they just stare. And you hear the woman that has this golden shell on her head and this brilliant curly blue hair dangling down past her dress that she's wearing. Stand down. Stand down. And the guards seem to release their grip on their swords. They don't sheathe them or anything, but they just kind of put them down towards their sides a little bit as they're watching. One of them quickly casts a glance towards this woman. Who are you?
Where
Can I say in- Yeah, can I say in giant? We come in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is speaking in giant. So the
Oh,
fact
okay,
that the fact that you
Yeah, I don't
responded,
understand.
the fact that you respond in giant, immediately she's like, you know our language.
Yeah, it was an elective.
She gives you a quizzical look.
Elective.
Elective.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the thing.
Molfin sort of casts a glance over at Diana and then calls out in giant. We are emissaries from Sunset.
From where?
From where?
Yeah, exactly.
Countess Sunset.
The Countess.
Yes, we were in her service. Unfortunately, she was attacked. We managed to save the children and were sent here.
Make a deception check, Molfin.
How is that deception? That is 100% all. She was
I just heard.
The Countess.
And I don't know what's being said. I can't say shit.
Countess,
You gave me a stress
Countess
cramp in my
Sansarai
leg.
did not send you here.
Didn't Zephyros tell us to come here?
No
Yeah, but I think he said he wasn't on good terms.
Can I help with his lie and be like, I healed them.
She did.
I did heal them. This is based in fact.
Okay, make your deception
Oh
with
my God.
advantage.
This is ridiculous.
Diana
I'm
is
sorry,
helping
Michael.
you.
We do good by the Giants. Oh my god.
Wow.
At least it's not a 0.
It's not gonna be that kind of night.
Jesus.
Why?
It was worth a try.
Mater.
She looks at you, Molfin, and Giant. Countess Sansarai was weak. She abandoned this council long ago to seek her own due diligence.
We're not with her.
You just told me you were.
I'm not with her. He's with her. I'm just, here. I'm here for Ilmater.
Ilmater.
Our Lord and Savior. Would you like a pamphlet?
Oh my god.
What?
What are you guys saying?
Diana Molfin, what's going on?
They don't look pleased with us.
I'll translate everything to these ones.
Molfin turns over Callista. Oh, I told them we saved the children and that we were here from the Countess. She didn't. Diana said she is not here from the Countess after saying she was here and she had healed the children, so now I'm really not sure. Now she's trying to convert them all to Ilmater.
Worst conversation starter
Distraction.
ever.
In
We
Giant,
really need to remember to cast that telepathic thing before we go upstairs from now on.
Yeah.
in Giant, you hear the other woman that's up there, and she kind of looks like this. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in a little bit on her for you.
Ooh.
That's what she looks like.
Pretty awesome.
And
She's so cool looking.
Damn.
she seems to have a. This whole time, she seemed to have a very cold expression on her face, like not smiling, but not like. It's just kind of like somebody who just looks bland all the time. She doesn't look like she gets too high or
RBF.
too low. Yeah. So she starts to speak in Giant towards the other woman. And did I ever zoom in on the other woman for you guys?
No.
Okay, here's what
I
she
think
looks
so.
like.
Ooh, I like both of them.
So that's what she.
Oh, they're both pretty.
Yeah, can we not kill them?
This one with the shell on her head definitely seems a little bit older. She seems like she's. You can see like some aging effects on her, where the other one seems to be a little bit younger. And she looks at her and says, "What do these puny little small folk want?"
To leave now.
And then she like looks back at her. I have no idea. They say they know Countess Sansarai, the traitor, Cloudgiant, who thinks that she can climb higher than us in the order.
Any giant.
The other one kind of laughs. To think she could actually be successful. And they just seem to have a moment where they're just kind of smiling with one another.
Did you translate this to us?
Molfin is, actually you're right behind Molfin and Callistus, yeah. Molfin would be translating for the two of you.
So maybe we should tell them that maybe they don't have to worry about her anymore. If they don't seem to like her. I mean,
That would be wonderful had I not already told them that she sent us.
I mean, you could
say-
join my group where we're not sent from her. I said that I wasn't, because I'm dumb, and I need to stop talking.
I wonder if I still have some of her brains on an arrow, you know?
Do any of you speak common?
As you talk out in common, they both kind of look at you, and the one at the top of the shell. Yes.
Oh.
Good. Thank you.
We're here because we heard about the breaking of the ordning.
Oh, so you know.
We've been told.
And that brings you here
We
for...
want to help.
You want to help?
We're told your king is missing.
Our king is.
Where was he last seen?
He went looking for someone. You know, maybe we should counsel with, maybe I could get, in his absence, our sister Sarissa has inherited the throne. But she's far too busy with more important matters than to meet with all of you small folk. Perhaps we could have one of our escorts lead you down to the guest quarters where you could wait for audience with her.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get in on that too?
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking
like-
forward to some giant quarters.
Yeah, quarters could mean like
Yeah, I don't
holding.
want to be freaking. Yeah,
Their bars and their jail are gonna be like this wide. I could just step through it.
That's true.
Do you guys remember, though, you guys went into guest quarters that were sized for your size
Oh yeah,
folk.
that's true.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys remember when you guys came in at first?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that they're not going to be like keeping us there a prisoner.
Okay.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really
Even
like,
if it's
not
not in
afraid of being
bars,
kept anywhere these
To be
days.
prisoner.
Everyone but Callista
Wasn't it?
seems to be above board. Callista,
Yeah.
there's some kind of plotting malice behind all this. You don't trust it.
Surprised.
Yeah.
I think we'll wait here.
And at that point, you hear a door open from the south.
Oh dear.
And you hear more footsteps coming towards you.
Molfin is preparing a spell.
Okay.
No.
You see
I
two
hope-
more giants enter from the south. A
Great.
even taller male storm giant walks and stops right at the opening of the room, and they are looking around, and you see another storm giant, who is another female that looks like this, walk in beside him.
She's cool looking too. They're all cool looking.
She looks even younger. And she looks around, she looks up at these two women and looks over at you, and looks at all the giants in the room. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what on earth is going on in here? Why has the music stopped? And she just looks back at over you. And who are all of you?
Parlay.
We like helping people. We're here to help.
No, we're here to parlay now, because they might kill us
Parlay?
in one. Yeah, in one fell swoop they could.
She looks at
Fun
you,
my brain.
Diana. And says, how are you?
What is that?
How do you plan to help me?
Well, we are really, really good at helping people. But some of us are good at, taking, I don't know. Some of us are good at different things, things.
The
Molfin?
the tall male storm
Callista?
giant looks at her and says,
We're here
sounds
be-
like she's babbling. I don't know if we can trust this one.
She's nervous.
Just nervous.
We're here to investigate the breaking of the ordinary and the missing.
Her eyes light up at that. She looks over at the large storm giant next to her. Looks back at you all, looks back up at the two women. Then looks back at you. Follow me. And she turns around abruptly and starts to walk back towards the south. You can see this storm giant that was next to her is watching her move away, standing still. And then he just looks and casts a quizzical glance at all of you. It almost looks like a concerned look.
Like concerned for her or concerned for us?
Everybody make an insight check on this one.
Oh,
Yay.
Uh-oh.
I was going to ask to do that on her anyway, but
Yeah.
Hi, my insights.
wow, she is
work.
just the most sweet person I've ever
Oh,
met.
yeah.
We need to go with her.
You think you want to ask her out on a date.
Yeah.
I married her. Oh, she's so beautiful.
19!
No, but remember, other Molfins got that.
Other
going.
Molfin's married. You're not technically married anymore.
Go to his Bulbasaur, pops up his collar.
I'll help smooth his hair. No, like this is
What hair? You can't see it in the
cloaked
trunk.
face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull out some of the bushes of the eyebrows through the little gap in there. Never puff it out little puffs of gray.
Not helping.
Basically, everyone other than Molfin. His look is just a very untrusting look towards you. Like he almost seems like he's a little disappointed that she's allowing you guys to come back here.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we insight
I
check
can
her
look at
to see like if she's gonna like kill us when she takes us to this other location?
Your insight check, you don't sense any malice from her.
Okay.
Honestly, the look that she gave you when Callista said that she wanted to help find the missing king, that sparked her eyes to go wide, and it seems like she's trying to lead you back here to get you out of vocal range
The
of these
lion.
other people.
Yeah, I don't trust the two up top at all.
As you guys are walking by,
They should
these
be.
giants are glaring at you now with hatred in their eyes because
Good.
you just cut them in line. And they're extremely pissed about it.
Blow a kiss.
One of the, like the frost giant, as they're walking by, just like yells, I've been waiting here the longest.
It's like the doctor's office.
We had an
Molfin,
appointment.
as Molfin's walking past and Giant. Looks like you're still waiting then.
Just
Excuse me, I have an important appointment.
Important appointment. Important appointment.
No one can talk.
Oh, look it over, Callista. Did you see her? Just. You think I'm her type?
What?
I love it.
Very mini.
I need to do like a restoration check on you when we get back.
So you guys can go and move your tokens to the south following these two giants. They lead you down a hallway.
Far behind.
And are you able to move into here as they're moving into a chamber?
I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys pass two massive hill giants that look like they're
Great.
wearing armor that's sized
Whoa.
for a giant bigger than them. So it looks like they're wearing armor that's a couple sizes larger than they can fit. And one of them's like adjusting his helmet and like watching you guys, and just they kind of bow to this woman, storm giant, as she moves beyond. And
Okay.
as you guys walk into this room, Callista and Molfin, that's when you notice it.
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
was gonna ask if that's what I thought it was.
in the back of this chamber is a. Let me go ahead and read some of this to you.
What?
This looks like a throne room. It resembles an amphitheater. There are stone bleachers that overlook this kind of oblong chamber. There's looks like a deep pool of seawater near the center, with a ring around it. It's kind of like a golden decorative ring. And there seems to be you can see beyond this water, there is a throne flanked by two others. This throne is carved out of some kind of pure black material. It has spikes that are jetting out from it. I want to see if I can find a handout for this for you guys. I'm going to see if they have handouts for this. Player handouts. They might not have it. Maybe they do here. I was hoping to get you guys a handout, but I don't see one.
Michael, it is the thing that Callista and I think it is, though, right?
Oh, you got a hunch. At the bottom of the base of this thing, there are what look to be the skulls of dragons with massive horns that stick out the front of the nose. They resemble closely that blue dragon that you guys came into contact with Harshnag at the Eye of the Allfather. There are 4 of these dragon skulls on the 4 corner legs of this throne. It also has the arms of the throne are actually carved with what looks to be like dragon's hands that seem to come out to the front. It has these glowing blue runes on it, and it also hovers above the floor a few inches. It's not sitting on the floor, it's just hovering. And there are 2 other large thrones that kind of flank it to either side. Standing next to one of them, you see a storm giant woman who appears to look like this. That's what she looks like as she's standing there, and she just gives you guys all the very deep just stare down as you guys walk in. Really unsure look as you guys are all entering. There are some sconces that are lit, and there's nice blue light cascades throughout this entire room. This woman seems to go around and positions herself in front of this hovering throne, and the other storm giant, the male storm giant, kind of stands beside. You can see that he's holding this trident, the massive trident that's covered in barnacles and coral. As he just abruptly slams it down, looks at the woman who invited you in, and says, "What are you doing? This is foolish. How do you know you can trust them?" And then the woman kind of comes over that's next to her. "Why are they here? You know you can't trust the small folk. You know what they did to your mother." And she just looks at both of them and then back to all of you and says,
I'm assuming they're speaking in giant the entire time?
They are, yes. So only Molfin and Diana would be able to understand what exactly they're saying to each other.
Molfin just sort of waves over. And in giant, we do fully understand what you are saying to each other right now.
The woman storm giant looks over at you with a glare and in common says, "Shut your mouth, small one. How dare you speak to me?" And then the other woman just kind of stands in front of her and calms her down. This woman is taller than her and seems much older. And she's like, "Please, calm down." And she's speaking in common now and looks to all of you. "You guys can help me find my father."
Yeah.
"I believe he's still out there somewhere. I've held on to hope all this time. He's alive." And then that woman that hollered at Molfin is like, basically starts to step up again. He's like, how do you know he's still alive? It's been months, and we haven't heard anything from him. It's your throne now, Sarissa. It's time to take on the leadership role. He is not coming back. He will be dead, just like your mother, if he's not already. The male storm giant looks at you, just glaring you guys down. And just looks back at this Sarissa woman, who now you know her name.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, "Sarissa, I trust you. But it's hard for me to trust folks of their kind. After what they did to your mother. They could be members of the Lord's Alliance."
Molfin starts laughing hysterically.
Even Callista scoffs audibly.
Yeah, no, we don't vibe with them.
Then the other woman, as you're smiling, you see? How do you know you can trust them to help you? For all you know, they might have been the ones that killed your mother and have held your father hostage. It could be them. And she's pointing over towards all of you.
Yeah, that would be convenient. That's why we walk right back in here.
Yeah, also, was I born then? I don't know.
Were you born when?
He's
I
been
don't know.
missing from
I don't know
months,
when these events happened.
Okay. I'm gonna walk.
Oh, months ago? Never mind. I was born. That's very
A
alive.
little.
You were very alive.
I
Probably a
assumed
few
this
months
was like
ago.
old history.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kneel and I'm gonna say, I'm very sorry for any grievances we've caused you. We just want to help.
Make a persuasion check, Ashlyn.
Okay. That's not gonna go well. But...
Can't be worse than mine.
Yes, well, it's pretty bad.
Sarissa actually moves past, looks, and walks up to you, Ashlyn. She's much bigger than you.
Yes.
She kneels in front of you,
Oh, wow.
reaches down, picks up your
Yeah.
chin just the slightest bit with her massive hand,
Uh-huh.
looks at you in the eyes, reaches for something with her other hand, and pulls out something in her hand, and goes to hand it to you. Do you know what this is? And holds out her hand, and there's something very small in the center of her palm.
No. You can tell me though.
Everybody that's around Ashlyn, you guys look over her shoulder. You can see what's in the palm of her hand, and Mulfin, you recognize it immediately. It is a small wooden coin, carved with a golden goose on it. Mulfin, you just tried to slip one into Lachlan's pocket not too long ago. You got one from Lady Italia when you guys were back gambling in Yartar. Are you sure you don't know what this is?
I think I've seen one when we were on a boat once, but not recently.
Molfin reaches into his pocket. Pulls one out.
What does it
Someone
mean?
slipped one into me as well.
They slipped it to you.
It's... We ran into trouble with a player question. Did Molfin know what that thing was? I know it was an aboleth. Did the party ever figure out what it was?
I
Or
don't think you probably, in character, you just probably thought it was some kind of alien monster being. You probably wouldn't know
Yeah.
exactly it was an
Oh,
aboleth.
that's the thing I blew up with fire.
All those
Yeah.
fireballs in the
Diana,
sewer.
like, killed for like 70 points.
About it.
That's
Oh yeah,
li-
Diana did
Probably
that.
about a
It's
year or a little
sewer.
over a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Molfin will look over. A woman in a purple dress needed help dealing with some slimy fish monster alien thing.
So you guys know where these come from. You see,
Yes.
this was brought back to me from the site of where my mother was murdered.
Oh no.
It's the only evidence
Bless you.
that I have. I think it might
Who
lead
from-
me to the people who have not only killed my mother, but who has my father. But I don't know I don't know where to go.
What makes you think that your mother and father's are connected? Was there also another piece like this when your father went missing?
To be honest, I don't know if they are connected. This is all I have to go from.
If I might ask, who presented you with the evidence with this coin?
To be honest. And she kind of looks over her shoulder and she's trying to be quiet towards you guys, like away from the other two that are beyond her. When my mother's body was brought back here, I took it off of her.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But they don't know.
Okay.
can I insight check her?
Yeah,
Well, we would love to help you. We're trying to look at...
you believe her.
Yeah.
I believe her. I thought so.
Molfin's gonna look at her. With your permission, I would like a few moments to cast a spell to speak with the woman who sent us after that creature to see if she may have any insight.
She looks at you and gives you a very concerned look, and then looks back over her shoulder at the other two. I don't think that would be wise.
Okay. We can do that another time.
I could offer you... we do have rooms that you could go and...
The
May
only
I-
one was
Rest.
taken.
May I ask, those two other women at the top?
There's a man and a woman.
No, in the other room.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
They seem to be plotting. If we were to go down into those rooms, I do not trust our safety with those two involved.
She looks over her shoulder at the male storm giant that's behind. I could send my uncle to watch. He is... How should I say this? A little untrusting of small folk, but he does hold me to the highest respects, and does understand that I currently hold the scepter and the key to the Worm Skull throne. It is mine to rule, and he will follow that to the death, if so be it. Will that make you feel more comfortable?
I believe so. I appreciate your confidence.
My sisters have been put under a lot of tension. They weren't happy when my father decided to make me, the youngest of the three, the heir to the throne. They still hold a lot of remorse.
And you're not concerned that they might, try something with you?
They're my sisters. I love them. They love me. Our bond is great. I don't think that bond can be broken.
I need to ask, though, do you think that it is a possibility that someone from this court was involved in your father and mother's disappearance?
I wish
Possible coup.
I wish I could answer that. I do not know. All I know is wherever this coin leads will lead to, hopefully, the culprit who killed my mother. And beyond that, perhaps it will lead me to the whereabouts of my father.
Oh, we can certainly try.
Your sisters mentioned your father went to go meet someone when he went missing?
Interesting. He was supposed to go look for clues into what happened to my mother. He was wrecked when she was killed. He was planning to take his armies and crush the small folk towns of the Sword Coast. I talked him out of it because my mother taught me that small folk and giant folk like us can live in harmony and peace together.
You can. I had a best friend named Harshnag. Have you heard of him?
Harshnag. I think my mother had told me about him one time. He was a hero in Waterdeep.
He was my best friend.
He was your best friend? What?
Yes.
Where is he now?
Touchy topic.
He died defending us from a blue dragon.
Huh. Seems like he's the kind of friend you would want to have around.
Yeah.
One last question.
Yes.
Do you know Zephyros?
That name does not sound familiar to me.
Alright.
Who is it?
Cloud Giant? Question mark? Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We met him back towards Nightstone on his castle, Cloud Giant. Over a year ago now. He's the one that told us of the breaking.
He must be well connected to the gods.
Extraplanar entities, something of that sort?
Well, that's a strange way of putting it, but yeah, I guess so. She just kind of smiles a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys would know that Zephyros wasn't technically like a giant lord or anything like that, and
No.
he might not have had too much connection to all what's going on here within the...
But didn't he say that he was like shunned from his society?
He was just kind of...
Because he was crazy?
He was just kind of a crazy outcast who kept messing around with
okay.
magic too much.
Yeah.
He was the eccentric.
He was basically,
The pot uncle.
he got himself all loopy and nobody wanted to hang
Can
out
I
with him.
do a perception check on this woman to see if I can see any sort of key?
Key.
A key?
Yeah, because she mentioned that she holds the key to hold the throne.
Oh yeah, go. You don't even really have to make a check. She's holding some kind of scepter in her hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely is bejeweled and decorative. It looks dwarven in make.
Huh.
And so does some of the design elements of the throne itself.
Is there like a dragon piece on the scepter as well or is it just the throne that's dragons?
It seems to be there are elements that are closely represented. Like you do see some matching runes on the scepter that match the runes on the throne.
Okay.
The other thrones to the left and right of the throne that's in the center don't seem to have as much flair, but they definitely do look, there's definitely, it's not like your living room couch or anything. This is like
yeah, huge.
Yeah, huge, and you can tell they're made for somebody important.
Highfalutin.
Okay.
Well, we thank you very much for your hospitality, and we will try our best to do this.
Thank you. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do next. All these giants, they keep coming seeking my counsel to see what we're going to do next. To see if there's any reason to continue following under the throne. I've lost several of our giant lords. They have drifted away, decided to do their own thing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's been hard. But I think if we figure this part out, there's still hope.
I agree. Shall we go to the chambers, Uncle Muffin?
If that is what everyone desires, I was hoping to ask one last question. Might you have something, and Muffin's going to be as quiet as he can, trying to make it so that only she can, like her and maybe Ashlyn, where Ashlyn seems to be very close to her as well, can hear. Do you have anything of your father's? A lock of hair, something that I may be able to use to scry and attempt to find him?
She looks down a bit. You can almost see like a little tear in her eye. I don't know. Maybe my mother has something on her.
Go exhume a body?
I mean, they picked the right guy for that.
Great brothers.
Like as soon as she said,
Just killing toddlers, robbing graves.
Right on his.
we revived those toddlers.
But they still got killed. Okay.
Muffin had nothing to do with that. He wasn't even in the area when it happened.
Sure.
Oh my god.
It was done by subcontractors.
Muffin hired a really bad deal, got a couple of lousy subcontractors, It happens. Just ask Comcast.
Hitman hires a hitman.
Yeah.
That's why I hired Diana.
What?
Murder hobo.
No, I'm not a hitman.
Oh, sorry, hit woman.
Hit woman.
Hit person.
So
Yeah, hit lady.
Okay. So she
that's-
thinks that there might be something on her mom's body or person that
you said
would
there's
link to her father?
She says there's a chance, but it could be very slim because it has been months. And
Maybe we should just
it would
let
be
that.
difficult, and you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
tell like her saying this is just hurting her, but
Yeah.
she's desperate, And if Molfin has something that he can find out, then it might be worth it to her. And as soon as you guys see that, this other woman just starts basically walking up towards Sarissa with just this fast gait. As she's moving, she looks very disgusted. It's like, I cannot believe that you are going to trust these small, puny individuals. I tell you,
Hey.
they're getting too close. They know too much.
Can I insight her?
Absolutely.
We didn't walk in here for fun or a death sentence. We came to help. So, I would love to help Lady Sarissa as much as possible.
Callista, there is some type of... How would I explain this the right way? I gotta find the right words.
She feels like it seems very defensive.
She's very defensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost as if... here's how I come up with this. It's kind of like when you've done something wrong. You made a mess of something. And somebody comes and they want to see, and you're just kind of like, no, you don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
No.
They just keep poking, and you're like,
no.
just drop it, just
stop.
drop
Yeah,
it. It's
stop.
no big deal.
Hey,
Just drop it.
We're going.
Yeah.
We're getting in the car and we're going. We're not going in
Yeah.
here. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of like she wants to stop you.
Yeah,
That's
what
the
Christy
vibe.
felt. I wanted to see if that's what Callista felt as well.
I'm glad that you
okay.
felt that, because that's the vibe I was trying to give to you.
Yeah. She feels very defensive. It feels like I've been watching a lot of like true crime of when like murderers are caught and they don't want the police to know and they act very defensive. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting here.
Okay.
Dan Diapers, thanks for the subscription. We appreciate it.
Hey, dude, never.
Can Diana whisper in Infernal to Molfen? Because I think we both speak that, don't we?
I'm primordial.
I speak
Ashlyn, that
Infernal.
woman that you
Oh.
said you want to help, she looks at
Yeah.
you with a glare and says, "You can help by turning around and walking out the way you came."
Or we will help by taking Lady Sarissa's very generous offer of staying here while we figure this out for her.
This male giant in the back looks towards this other woman and is like, "It's time to stop." And looks over towards her. "That is enough counsel for Sarissa today. She has made her choice. We will stand by it. If the king can be found, then praise Anam, the father of all, and perhaps he will restore us to our former glory." Then Sarissa seems to look back towards all of you. You are welcome to stay, but the quicker you can get on this investigation, the better.
Perhaps we should leave then. What do you say, partner?
How's it work with the conch? Do we just...
Can we just leave and go?
Sarissa looks at you and she's like, "I can get you where you need to go."
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go back to...
But we do not yet know where we need to go.
Why don't we go to
I mean-
our house?
Wouldn't it be to the Purple Lady?
Right?
We have
I
to
would
find a
need to
means of
speak with
finding
her.
her. Yeah.
I would have to speak with her in order to locate her.
Let's go back to the house.
We could
and
scry on her.
It's okay. Sarissa looks at you and is like, I have a way to teleport you all back to where you need to go. All you have to do is tell me the location, and I can get you there. We have a special meditation chamber beyond the throne.
Gramps, could you scry on your coin to see where it came? Like, you know, who had it last or something? Or no, you'd have to know who you're looking for, right?
I know who I'm looking for, and
There were hundreds of
she
coins.
kissed me.
Yeah, it passed the hundreds of hands too, so.
She kissed me. I think I know who I'm looking for.
Yeah,
That boat was a one of a kind. You could
That's
scry
true.
on the
Why don't we
boat.
go to the boat?
But she asked me not to scry in front of.
Why don't we go to that tent?
Why don't we return to the city?
Yeah, why don't we
Why
just go to
don't-
the city?
Because we don't know if that's where they'll be. They could be anywhere by now.
But that could be a good starting place for us right now to get off this.
Yeah, we might be able
Or
to
if
ask
we go-
questions.
If we go into the meditation chamber and perhaps take 5 or 6 minutes with Her Highness, I can do my business quickly, and then she can send us to the proper location.
Okay.
That seems more feasible.
With Your Highness's
With permission.
permission, of course.
Oh yeah, she basically looks at you, says, "Oh, I can guide you to the chamber." And as she says that, that other woman just looks at all this and just gets really frustrated, lets out this huge sigh, and is like, "That's it. My counsel is through. I am done with this. I am done supporting you. You have done nothing but sit on your hands this whole time. We could have been doing great things, but now, no, we're making alliances with these individuals who will just turn around and they'll destroy you, Sarissa. They will destroy you."
You sure are making a lot of noise for someone that wants to help.
She just glares at you, Callista, and is like,
Or is it you don't want us to find the king?
Is she stepping up towards Callista?
I was trying to.
Callista's
she is
very forward.
looks like she's trying to look beyond you guys as if she's gonna walk by you and walk out of the room.
Okay.
Like she looks like she's disgusted, and it looks like she's like she's quitting her job without putting in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it looks
Not
like
gonna get a
Mood.
reference.
she starts to walk, but she walks past these 2 hill giant individuals. Keeps walking, walks, and you can hear her just barking and barking and barking the whole way. She's just like, "I don't even know why I've done this. I've spent all this time.
Why you've done what?
And then she turns around and looks at you all. Ashlyn, I want you to make a perception check for me, please.
Okay. Good at those. Supposedly. Okay.
She begins to cast a spell, and you hear incantations, and you see a little smirk on her face. As all of a sudden the spell blips her out, and she disappears. But Ashlyn, with your perception check, you noticed a twinkle in her eye. And you noticed the look of her eye when she teleported away resembled that last look that ancient blue dragon gave you before that cave-in at the Eye of the Allfather. As she blips gone.
Can dragons be giants?
I thought they're enemies.
Dragons can polymorph into humanoid bodies, can't they? They can polymorph into anything.
Yes, they could.
Is Ashlyn asking the party this?
Yeah.
Yes, dragons
Yes.
can change
Why?
their form. We've seen Clarion do it half a dozen times.
But
Yeah, but wouldn't
she looked like the dragon I saw. The blue one.
What do you mean the dragon you saw?
The blue one.
Hearing that, I turn to the queen.
Okay.
She had something to do with it.
Imrith? You're sure?
Positive.
But she's been here.
She's
been a mother figure to me for the last, well, since before Mother had died. She's been counseling us all.
To what ends?
She's been helping to support us through the transition. Helping us.
Does she ever? Sorry.
Go ahead, yeah. You can go ahead.
Does she ever? I don't know. Suggest things? I mean, if what Ashlyn is.
Sorry.
Muffin
No, it's okay.
or Diana?
I was going.
I don't.
Can you scry on her?
Yeah.
We could.
What are her marketing?
We can try.
I don't even know what that word means. I actually want to know what that word means. Okay, never mind.
Your Highness, do you have anything of hers? Anything that she uses regularly? Anything that is considered her property?
The chair. Maybe that's her chair.
No, I don't have anything of hers. She's been. I don't know. She doesn't really seem to have much, to be honest.
Did she have a quarters here?
Let the dungeon master check.
What was her
Also,
name again?
Let's go raid her room.
Oh,
Molten, as
Strangely
far as-
enough, I don't think there's a quarters written for her in the adventure.
Oh.
invade someone's
weird.
privacy, we would never do that.
That is strange. Yeah. She would tell you, despite her status, she did stay in some guest quarters downstairs.
Odd.
Because that's the only logical explanation I can come up with as your dungeon master.
Okay.
According to the adventure.
Well, Morphin, also, can't a target willingly allow you to scry on them? So if we wish to scry on Queen Sarissa's father, couldn't we? Wouldn't he allow us? Wouldn't he want to be found?
Oh,
Potentially,
right?
but there are also spells that will block magic
True.
from entering.
And it
That's
looks
true.
like
That's why we
she,
use the hut each night when we're out.
Oh.
Lady Sarissa, I suggest that if she appears back here,
Yes.
she be contained and held for questioning, further questioning. Do not trust her.
The male giant steps up, hearing this, is like, "None of our kind will be contained." And he slams
What if
his
she's not
trident.
one of your
My lord,
kind?
It does not appear she is your kind.
How would you know?
was not-
She's gotten angry and done this before. She has innate abilities to transfer herself other places.
like
This is
dragon.
a dragon. That's a storm giant.
Aren't dragons like the mortal enemies of giants?
Yeah, she's
If
trying
there
to
were a
infiltrate all
drag,
the
if there were a
mortals
dragon
that-
in here, I would slay it in an instant. He slams his trident down.
You would, unless it was infiltrated at part of your court and was trying to upsert you from the inside out.
I'd like to see a dragon try.
I think it did.
You did. You did see it. You were fooled.
I did not see a dragon in my midst.
Ashlyn did.
Only a woman
And we
who's
believe
trying
her.
to hold this family together and to lead them into the future.
Everyone keeps saying she is attempting to lead you into the future. What is this future that she is trying to lead you towards?
Yeah, like, what are her principles? What is she trying to influence you to do?
Called us to action so that Amon the All-Father will put us at the top once again.
So, if I may ask, as one mortal enemy of the Lord's Alliance to another, is she calling upon you to attack the small folk? And I ask you, no, just honest answer. Is she calling for you to start war? Because if she is, picture the armies of giants all attacking the small folk and small folk fighting back. There will be death and destruction on both sides.
True.
Who wins in that scenario? The dragons come through and can wipe out the giants and what's left of the small folk. Granted, one would assume, depending on how many giant lords return and are still left able to, that the giants perhaps would prevail over the small folk, but they would take losses. The dragons would have none of those losses and would then potentially have the upper hand on the giants.
I have to
would
find her
weaken
and
you.
kill her.
Molfin, as you say this, Sarissa and this other male giant look right at each other. And Sarissa has a very concerned look on her face. And you can see that same concern being slowly reflected upon this other man's face. She looks at him and says, "Uncle Uthar, we've been duped."
Oh no. I'll kill her.
I mean, that's a promise coming from her.
She's a blue one.
But
I think she's the blue one.
we have
She's the blue one?
But we have-
She's dead.
I'm pretty sure she might be the blue one, Ashlyn.
I am going to kill her.
And that's when as Molfin's saying this, it's when all this stuff's starting to make sense.
Okay.
This blue dragon, and now that you're thinking about and you're looking at these, you guys got pictures. Did you guys get pictures from dragons from Were you guys?
I have a whole book, and I drew and wrote out everything that I read. So yeah.
No, we had two. We had the one from the woman who gave us
Yes.
metallic dragons in
Yes.
Greenfield, Greenberry.
But we also got stuff on the chromatics as well.
We got the chromatic stuff from Crone Valhara,
Rowan,
yeah.
yes.
who gave us the names of the white, the blue, and Clouth.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
and that picture of that blue one in that book, it says under it, the doom of the desert, the dragon of statues. Those names and that picture, Ashlyn, as you're looking at it, you can remember that day when Harshnag fell, like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That dragon, that illustration of that dragon looks very, very similar to that same look and that same glimmer in that eye that left here today.
I don't know what to do. Guys, I need to kill her.
I'll run up to Ashley and give her a hug, or like, I don't know, want to punch something? I'll hold up a bag. I don't know.
The cleric said you could punch her.
No, not me. I'll hold
Bag.
I'll hold the wooden board.
Hold up, Lachlan.
Grabs Lachlan by the collar. You want to punch something?
Let's be reasonable about this.
Oh, Lachlan.
Still doesn't.
I slowly crumble to the floor and just start like rocking back and forth. I'm in disbelief.
Sarissa kind of looks at all of you and just kind of gently pats the top of Ashlyn's head as she's going into this meltdown with Diana holding on
She's
to her.
the one that killed
yeah,
Harshnag.
it's like bing, bing, bing. It's like, she looks at you, Ashlyn, and I'm so sorry.
Me too.
Maybe find my father, find him, and maybe we can restore all this mess, and then we can find her, and we can put this to an end, once and for all.
Okay. I can do that. We can do that.
So shall we go to the meditation chambers so I can try to reach Lady Atalia and we can get moving?
Do it.
Yes.
Sarissa's kind of like, now that she's gone, if you'd like to cast your spell, you may cast it.
Thank you, then. Muffin will start casting Sending to Lady Atalia.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm focusing on the throne, not gonna lie.
Just staring it down, giving it a good
Yep.
look.
Yep. Committing it to memory.
I'm gonna see if I can still find a. I thought there was like.
Look in Discord.
Look in Discord.
Oh, is it in Discord? Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. Yep. Yeah.
Muffin will send to
Here, let's see if I can
Lady
pull that
Atalia.
straight.
It's been a while, but
There you go.
we
There you
need to
go.
meet. There is a rather serious problem. I need your help.
Do you meet or mate?
You get a response back. Muffin, my dear. It's so nice to hear from you. I've been very busy, but I can make time for you. And you don't really hear a response after that. That's all you get.
But Muffin will send another. There's another spell slot. We hope to come to you now. Where can we find you?
What time of day is it?
I know we had just woken up for the morning before we came in here, so probably
Yeah, it's probably early afternoon, early morning.
or lunchtime or just after, maybe. I don't know.
11.
Meet me just outside the docks in Yartar. Before the Grand Dame sets out.
It's like old times. So, awful about and just looking back at the Queen. Thank you, Your Highness. With your capabilities, we would need to be sent to Yatar.
Absolutely. Please follow me. And she leads you into behind the new phone. Who dis? Leads you back within a chamber. Everybody make a perception check, because it's like an intersection. When you go behind the throne, Callista, you get a nice look at the throne as you walk by it. It's massive, but you can tell, like, it's probably like most magic items that you've ever encountered. You know that they kind of change to fit the wearer.
Every time I'm paying attention to something.
I'm focused on the throne, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can see that there is, to the right, as you walk past the throne, there is a intersection back there. And as you look to the right, you can see it looks like there's a set of stairs that lead up, and you can see like a muscle shell table stands in the middle of the room. And it looks like there are like two massive bookshelves. And there are some like rolled up parchments and different things up there. It looks like some giant sea anemones are like in the corner also of
like
this room.
Here?
I'll shift ping you.
Okay. Oh, I see now.
This location. That's the one that you'd be looking at.
Okay.
Straight ahead of you, you notice that there is like crates and massive barrels and chests and stuff ahead of you. Also some more massive sea anemones in there. It looks like some kind of storage room, or just looks like massive crates and things like that. As you guys can see, it looks like that there are like rusty anchors that hang from iron chains and bolted to the ceiling as well. And it looks like there's a bunch of like salvaged shipwreck items in here as well. Looks like old nautical things like piled up in this room. She leads you guys to the left as you walk back there into the other chamber. Let me see if I can drag her. I'm dragging her down to the chamber that she led you to. And when you go into that room, looks like it's a naturally formed cave, and there's bioluminescent snails and coral and starfish clinging to all the walls. The area seems to radiate with this overlapping auras of different there's so much magic in this room that you can almost see it in the air. Molfin, you can actually visualize it. It looks like these different colors just like floating around, like Aurora Borealis style, you know, in here. And it seems like this cave is innately magical. There's just the cave itself has magical energy channeled to it. And she looks at all of you and says, I can easily send you to Yartar in an instant. Are you ready to go?
Molfin is just sort of walking around, just sort of touching the walls.
Oh yeah, you get like a tingle, like your hands are starting to fall asleep as you touch the walls of the magical energy within this cave.
And she is. What kind of giant was Sarissa again? Sorry.
Storm giant.
Storm.
And apparently she was the heir to the throne.
Okay.
So when King Hecaton went missing, it became hers.
Okay. Alright.
Molfin stops playing with the walls.
Molfin, as you were like playing with the walls, you got such a jolt you got like a magical high off of this.
One's got like one really bloodshot eye. It looks like he just came out of a fish concert.
What's crazy, Molfin, is you actually believe that someone could be attuned to this cave. Like,
my God.
this cave can be attuned to, and its magical qualities can be used by individuals who are attuned to it.
What?
That's crazy.
Muffin's gonna look up at the queen and just say, I have to ask,
Yes.
what does this cave do? I can feel it in the air. It's just beyond my grasp.
This cave is where my father went to identify things that he had found on his travels. He was able to communicate over all of Toril with other giant lords. He was able to transport himself anywhere he would like to go. He was also able to get guidance by magical means.
If I may, with your permission, would I be able to try reaching out to try to contact your father through this room?
How do you intend to do that?
I'm hoping that perhaps I have a spell that I can send information to people.
Okay.
But I need to no, it will not work. I need to be familiar with them.
Oh, okay.
I know of him, but I do not know him. I would have to have met him first. Perhaps another day. Perhaps he would let me try once we have brought him home to you.
Perhaps.
So.
If you find him and he's alive and well, it'll be up to him.
I want to go up to Lady
conditioner.
Sarissa and kind of like tug on her skirts because she's like so.
Yeah, she's probably about between 16 and 18 feet. Like, she's not as tall as the others, but she's pretty tall. And she kneels down towards you.
I hand her over my aquarium, and I say, I know what it's like to be alone, and this is a promise to you. These are Ferguson, Sir Salisbury III, and Jimmy, and they've given me much peace, and they're my best friends besides Harshnag, so please take care of them. They eat them, I don't know, they eat sunlight, and they'll keep you company, and I promise I'll come back for them after I slay the blue dragon.
She immediately takes the aquarium in one hand, because she doesn't need two hands to
Yeah.
hold your small aquarium.
Yeah.
She takes it and looks at it, and you notice that when you handed the aquarium to her, it looked a little different. Like there's sparkling radiance coming from this aquarium within this chamber.
Oh.
And she looks at this and she's like, honey, these are not living creatures. These are she looks at the Lachlan and close up like, right. Yes, thank you, my dear. That was so generous.
You're welcome.
Oh my god.
They'll keep you company.
I will take care of them, and they will definitely bring peace to my heart. Thank you.
Good. I'll come back for them, and you'll know that we've slain the blue dragon by then.
I just imagine all you guys behind her.
Like this is her faith. Don't ruin her faith.
Muffin's back there. I'll kill you.
It's got a wraith ready to come out.
So it seems that she got the body language. Okay, so she has accepted the generous gift from Ashlyn.
What my family does to protect me.
We're keeping your faith alive, Ashlyn.
Someday she's gonna catch us all, and we're all gonna start getting pummeled. And it's gonna be like 45 hits in one round, and we're all gonna be dead.
Hey, if it's giving her peace, that is the most wholesome thing I've ever heard. That is so adorable. If it's giving her peace, let her keep the peace.
That was good. That was good.
That's
Nice.
so sweet. I love that.
Ashlyn's bringing the peace tonight, folks.
Trying. Someone's gonna balance out someone else.
Okay.
No, she ain't talking about me. I'm just bringing the truth.
All right. So she kind of looks at all of you. And is like, so to Yartar?
Yes, please.
It appears.
Man, we could wreck in that casino now. I know so many more spells.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Just hope the hand is forgiving.
So you.
Ah, shit.
Oh, we're getting
That
terrible.
was probably in character
Terrible
too.
flashbacks. Terrible flashbacks.
Yes.
So she begins saying some incantations, walking and moving about the room. Molfin, you guys are familiar with this. Molfin does it every time he casts a ritual. It seems like she's moving around the room, casting her incantations, moving about, and suddenly the room starts to glow even with those bright colors. They start to shine all throughout the room, these beautiful blues and pinks and purples that surround you. And all of a sudden, you just feel weightless for a split second as these colors just flash before your eyes. It's almost like when you stand up too fast and you get those sparkles in your mind as they rest, they come to rest. And you guys are standing in an alley in the middle of Yartar, in the middle of the afternoon. And there is a homeless gentleman just sitting there. As you just appear out of nowhere.
Nobody will ever believe you.
As Lachlan says that to him, he gets up and stumbles a bit over a bag of trash and just runs and sprints down the alley. And he just runs.
No wonder the city hates us.
Yeah.
And at that
We
point,
could have given him some gold.
since it's about 9:30, we're going to go ahead and take our break right here, guys. So we can go refill drinks and take a bio break, whatever else we need. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We will be back in a jiffy as we see what our party gets into as they return to Yartar. Oh boy, here we are again. So we'll be back soon.
BRB.
Stick with us, guys. We'll be back.
Imagine the trouble Molfin. Why did Molfin say that? Because it's how Molfin would have done it.
Welcome
Makes
back,
sense.
everybody. We are live here with Storm King's Thunder, episode 93. And our adventurers are once again back in the city of Yartar, where they've had quite a bit of experiences in the past. They are currently in mid-afternoon, standing in the middle of the street, as the bustling streets are pretty crowded. The weather is definitely different than the last time that you guys were here. It's a bit warmer. It's kind of late spring. It's probably getting to the point where it's going to be turning into early summer here very soon. And the adventure is yours. What would you guys like to do?
I think just about everyone will notice as we first get there and Molfin looks around, his body language goes through about 5 different emotions. Just remembering the last time here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I think
then just
Callisto's
sort of
also
drops
pretty
down
stiff.
into the
Yeah.
drops down onto the street and just sort of
I cast Pass Without a Trace with my staff.
Did we rob a mage here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That was, yeah.
That was the hand job, remember?
Yeah. I
I
think this is a hand job. I remember that. That was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
I am still reeling too from all my news, but let me see. No, I did not pickpocket Atelia. Let's see what else I have.
I think you tried to, didn't you?
I did, but she told me mentally, telepathically not to even try it, and she thought it was funny. She took it well.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have been passed without a trace with Callista's staff.
Cool. We have to make it to the docks?
not until this evening.
Yeah, you guys think
Well,
you
then
probably
we're
still
stuck
got
a half a
about
day.
4 hours until the meeting time. I mean, we can
Oh,
we can always fast
get into
forward.
trouble.
We can always fast forward to it, or you guys can go ahead and role play a little bit. You guys can go visit some places. You guys can check things out, do some scoping out.
I'm gonna go to
It's your choice.
the Rizzolo manor.
Rizzolio Manor.
Yep.
Okay. You going by yourself, or is everybody going with you?
I don't know who's going with me.
Molfin's just sitting on the ground, just sort of rubbing his temples still.
Are you okay, Uncle Muffin?
This is where he left.
I
Not a
know.
word, not a conversation.
Oh yeah.
Just two little brats bringing us a note. Dare I meet that black-feathered
Yeah.
bitch, I'll end her.
Get
I
in
know how
line.
you feel.
Crush the life out of her eyes.
That's what I'm planning to do to the blue dragon. Shall we
Something
discuss
tells me
later?
we'll be able to do that a little sooner.
Sorry.
We'll get there eventually.
We have something to look forward to.
That is something we'll need to discuss.
I'm sorry if I got us in too deep with the blue dragon thing, guys. I just
No, not at all,
I don't
actually.
know.
You saw that, and that's probably who
That
has...
just confirmed my gut instinct on her.
Mhm.
That made all the connections, Ashlyn.
I just couldn't let it go, and
Yeah,
No, I-
no.
now I have to end this mission that I put
Of
myself
course.
on.
I think every one of us can understand revenge.
Just want something
Yeah.
to
You guys all
Take it to the choir.
have. You guys all have
Kill list!
a kill
We all have
list.
a kill list!
You guys like
It's not just me!
Molfin,
It's not just me!
Molfin's got. I mean, Molfin's right now. I think is Orcus or Asmodeus. He's got both of those looming over him. Lachlan was supposed to have already taken out Xanathar, but he hasn't done that yet.
Oh yeah.
Diana has got Dorn looming over and all this Vecna stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And what's his name? The other one, the first one.
Vulcan?
Mhm.
Yeah, you already.
Zolkin's
you
already
already
taken care
of
took
a long
care of
list.
him.
You don't have
already
to
took
list
care
them
of
all.
Callisto.
There's a lot
there's
of
a
them.
lot of them, but I would say the Raven Queen is probably number one.
Raven Queen, yeah.
And then Ashlyn now has got this terrible ancient blue dragon that has killed her
Yeah.
friend, and she wants her revenge. So you guys all have a looming villain. It's just like, right above you.
Great. That's the best place to be.
It's great.
But that is something we need to discuss. So let's.
Should we get a room and talk, or should we just do it in this alley and hope
Oh, we can
people-
always go take a soak in the tub.
I don't think that'd be a good
What
idea.
was that
for
place called? The Despicable Lady? Was
The
it?
Despicable
Yeah,
Lady.
you guys.
Yeah, that's where we met Anna,
I
right?
think that's a poor idea for all of our mental health.
That's also, if you guys remember right, where you met.
Where we met Anna.
Sally from The Hand, I think, too.
Yeah,
really?
Your
Yeah.
initial
We met
meeting with her was.
Oh,
there.
okay.
We met Anna there.
Man.
There's a lot of heavy shit here.
Yeah.
A lot of memories from
Anna,
Yartar.
Moby, Sally, yeah. So.
Were there any arcane stores here? I don't think we were looking last time. I think we were rather broke.
And I think we just robbed everything we needed from an arcane perspective.
I don't recall that.
We robbed that mage.
There was a mage
Yeah.
Michael
that you
Rich-
robbed. Michael Richborn.
Yeah.
Yep, the Richborn estate that you guys went in and robbed with the Hand of Yartar.
Oh my god!
And then,
Was that the one where we snuck in?
yeah, you stole
Yeah.
things for them, and then you went back to their
That was
apartment,
the
and
hand
Molfin
job.
decided to try to kill everybody and take it.
Yeah. I wrote.
Why did
that's
we
right,
do that?
That's because Diana didn't know.
Yo, I took you back.
Yeah.
Everything that we do, Diana doesn't know.
Yeah.
She still doesn't know.
You got drunk that night, and I took you back to the inn.
Yeah, you two got drunk, and then the only ones who know that Molfin went off the deep end and summoned a whole shitload of demons are Lachlan and Callista.
Yep.
I don't even know.
I'm
that.
the only one who doesn't know that one.
Yep.
No, I don't
Ashlyn
know
doesn't
that.
know it either.
No, Ashlyn doesn't know either.
You didn't
Oh
tell me.
my god.
We used to keep a lot of secrets from each other.
We did.
We still are. Not everyone's up to date.
What? You can't.
Well, I
expect
think
us to remember
we've had a
something
lot of
a year ago.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
was
we
a
got
long
a lot
time
of-
ago. Yep.
that was a long time ago.
At this point, if you said it, Diana would probably be like, "Ugh, it's not the worst he's done."
Yeah, because Callista was a while ago. Was like, okay, we need to be upfront with each other. But by that point, that had already happened, and we kind of
Yeah.
forgotten about it. When Callista's like, hey, let's be honest.
Yeah, I
Did
think
you guys ever
It kind
tell?
of just didn't come up.
if I remember right, I think it was in Yartar. Well, maybe it was Everlyn, but I think it was Yartar when Molfin signed his contract.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
So
Wow,
this
the
is
city has a lot of history.
this is before Cruella the Black. This is before
Yeah.
the Shroud. This is before
Yeah.
the Hand of
Yep.
Vecna.
Cruella. Why did I think
We
her
have a
name was
lot of history here.
This was the
Wow.
this was the beginning of Molfin's turn.
Yeah.
Toby walked away, and Molfin jumped off a cliff.
Yep.
That was it.
All right.
So
and,
yeah, let's go
Thanks, JJ.
to yeah. Thanks, JJ. Love you, JJ. Yeah, let's go to that hot tub place.
All right, you guys make
We can get a room there.
you guys make your way. Are you trying to blend in with the crowd with your pass without a trace? Is that what you guys are
Yeah,
trying to do?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And did Ashlyn split from us to go to the...
Yeah, Ashlyn, are you
Yeah.
going to the manor by yourself?
I'm gonna go to the manor and just inquire.
Okay, are you guys going with her, or are you guys all going to the...
I'll meet you there.
I think I'm going with Muffin because I can see Muffin's like visually distressed, and I feel distressed as well. So I feel like I'm gonna go with Muffin to go talk.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's up to Lachlan and Diana. I would suggest to Diana maybe go with Ashlyn just to make sure she's okay because she's been through.
Yeah.
Maybe just make sure
in
she's
a little
okay.
bit of shock too.
Yeah, she's in shock. I would like pull Diana off to the side, be like, "Hey, can you follow Ashlyn? I'm a little worried about
Yeah, of course. Definitely.
message
Following
me if anything."
Ashlyn.
Yeah, message me.
Okay.
Got
I'm
you,
going to
girl.
hot
I'll
tub.
text you later.
Here's what I need everybody to do. I think everybody with Callista, I think the way Pass Without a Trace works is everybody has to be within 30 feet of Callista.
Yep.
30 feet.
So everyone make a stealth check to see how good you blend in with the crowd. But Ashlyn and
Okay.
Diana, since you're going in opposite direction that they are, you will not get the +10 benefit
Okay.
from the Pass Without a Trace. So
40.
yeah, it doesn't matter to Ashlyn. Who cares? Yes.
11.
Diana's metal clinging all the way. Metal armor just
Yeah.
like...
That's why I was like, message me if something goes wrong.
Wow. Molfin, are you even bothering to roll, or...
I rolled
You're
an-
muted.
You already
Oh, there you
rolled?
are.
Yeah, I rolled an
he?
8, so I got an 18.
That's
Oh,
what
I
I don't see it.
Oh, I don't see
I don't
it.
see it.
I don't see it.
It must
Really
be-
roll 20.
Yeah, it's probably roll
It's
20.
been doing this for us on Delvin Dash too. I don't know what it is. Is your sleight of hand the same as your stealth, Lachlan? Is it a 13? Because you rolled a sleight of hand 30.
Oh, did I?
Oh.
Is that a
Oh.
13? Is your bonus a 13?
Yes,
Okay,
it is
so
also.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same. So you got a
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
It's Dex.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I just threw it in,
40. Oh my god, Lachlan.
Yeah.
I look like from the hand. You
Yeah,
know?
you blend right in with everybody.
Yeah.
The hand is a thieves guild of women. How do
Yes.
you
I know.
Oh.
He's got like that.
Excellent. So, Ashlyn and Diana, we'll start with you. You guys make your way to the northern part of the city where the noble estates are located. You make your way to the Rosolio residence that you visited before. You know exactly how to get there. You've been here before. You see that the Rosolio residence still stands. What would you like to do?
I'd like. Is there like a doorman?
There's not one visible. There's a porch that leads up to the
Okay.
front door.
I'd like
Shall
to
we
go to
knock?
the porch and knock on the door.
Okay.
I follow.
You knock on the door. A moment
Yeah.
later, you hear some footsteps come near, and opening the door is a familiar face. It's the butler, Kamed, that you guys have met
Okay.
before.
Hello.
Right.
Welcome back. I recognize you. It was Ashlyn and Diana. Was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Ah,
Thanks for remembering. I don't want to come in. I just want to inquire if Lord Arton is if he's safe and if he's okay.
oh, yes, he's upstairs. Would you like to see him?
No, it's okay. Just tell him we stopped by and we're making sure he's okay.
He kind of gives you just a puzzling look at first glance. I can deliver the message. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And that's all I want to do. And he hasn't had any troubles?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. I'm glad he's feeling better, since he was, like, fishy for a while.
He seemed
Fishy.
he seemed to recover. He seemed to recover quite well.
Good.
Forgot about
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's how we met him.
That's how you met him. Yeah.
We fished him out of a river.
Yeah. So, okay. Diana, let's just go. Thank you very much.
Got you. I'll.
Should I tell him to meet you somewhere later?
No, it's okay.
Oh,
Thank you. I just wanted to inquire on his health and well-being.
well, okay. I will let him know.
Wonderful.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
And the door
And then
door slowly closes.
Yeah. Let's go to the baths.
Okay. I'll put an arm around Ashlyn and be like, yeah, he's good. You're good.
I just
Right.
wanted to make sure because I know that he had some trouble and we
Yeah.
didn't exactly alleviate all of it. So
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, back to the baths.
Okay.
Right.
You guys heading towards the despicable lady.
Yeah.
Before
That's us
I think
gals.
this
Before-
is the worst idea ever. I think everyone's gonna have a meltdown once we get in there.
when we get back, we'll zoom in. Basically, while you guys were walking, they were walking. So this is gonna basically happen while you guys were making your way to the Rosolio estate. You guys enter the Despicable Lady. It seems to be a pretty decent crowd today. There's a lot of people relaxing in the massive hot tub region that's in the center of this room. There's a lot of people ordering meals and enjoying the food and the delicacies and drinks that are available here at the Despicable Lady. Several people are sitting at the bar, enjoying beverages and conversation. And you guys make your way in.
Melissa's definitely eyeing like the big round hot tub in the center,
Okay.
just kind of like nostalgically, and we'll go up to talk about inquiring about rooms.
Yeah, you easily able to book a few rooms here. I can't remember the prices of the Despicable Lady. Does anybody remember the prices?
Can we get like good, like big ass suites since we got a lot of money?
Yeah, you guys just ching ching. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
I get 2 big suites.
I would say
I want like the 2 biggest suites in the establishment that are available.
They have nice suites here. It's not like a noble kind of place, so
That's fine.
I'd probably say about 2 gold pieces a room.
Okay, I'll pay that.
Okay, so Callista goes ahead and pays for some nice big suites upstairs on the 2nd story of this estate, or this place.
How many rooms?
2. One for the boys, one for the girls.
Boys' room, girls' room.
That's what she thinks.
Well, this is an improvement. Callista used to get her own room. She never used to share rooms with people.
Fair enough.
It's true. Character development.
You know?
Yeah, so you're able to book.
But
Yeah, share a room with girlfriend.
just in memory of like Anna and like splurging on yourself, Callista's like, screw it. Get 2 of the biggest, nicest rooms they have available.
Okay.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Treat yourselves.
Yeah. This.
Treat yourself,
and
2019.
And this place is a pretty big place. I mean, the giant hot tub in the middle of the floor definitely attracts a lot of customers. So it definitely brings in a good, some good economy here as transactions are taking place here. They enjoy this place. So yeah, you guys are here. You guys have a little bit of time before.
Wolfen's gonna order a drink and go pull himself up a corner in the tub.
All right.
Unbuckling my armor, you know.
People look at you very oddly, Molfin, as you get into the tub and you haven't taken the thing off of your face. And you're wearing a glove on your left hand, and people are suspiciously looking at you.
He's rich and eccentric.
We could always blame on that. That's a good idea.
Wolfen look over at Lachlan. Bathe me, boy.
Yes, master.
Wow.
People automatically swim away from you.
Wolfen look back over his shoulder. Works every time.
Wait, what are you doing? Are you sitting in the...
Yeah, they're sitting in the hot tub. Molfin's trying to force Lachlan to bathe him.
Oh, God.
What would you like to do, Callista, as you're watching this?
I come over with the room keys and kind of just like look at the...
I just will come in and relax for a bit. We have a few hours.
Hey guys, let me know if
Are you...
let me know if the Discord gets worse. I'm gonna change the server because I
Okay.
keep on getting robot.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go with East. and
Okay, yeah,
see.
change server.
We're gonna try this. Any better?
We would have no idea. You are the one getting
Sounds about the same to me.
All right, that's good. So far, it's okay.
Okay.
Gucci.
I apologize.
Molfin, did you want to talk?
Isn't much to talk about, is there? It's just... I hadn't planned on coming back here. It's the whole reason I hadn't spoken to Lady Atalia since we left.
In Primordial, I will say, what are we gonna do about that throne?
Look back up at her. We can just call it that item. It's, as you always say, best to keep it out in the open. It's... well, it must be claimed. So we either... oh. My concern is I don't think if we find who it is we're seeking, that they'll necessarily want to hand it over.
Yeah, I hate to be the one to do it, but we might have to use him as ransom in exchange for the throne. That's the only way I can think of doing it without killing her.
I don't know. She obviously has some skill in the arcane. But I do have that means of, well, shall we say, forcing my will upon them. I can just
Just that
advise her
it's
she wants to
teleported us
do it.
here. It says a voice that is disembodied in the back of you.
Someone just told me I should teleport her off a cliff and take it off a corpse.
Just do the memorize technique all over again.
I thought my idea of telling her it would be a wonderful gesture to offer the throne and scepter to the purple-skinned young woman who returned her father to her.
Guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. It's just something we need to think about because that's not going to be an easy task, especially seeing how many they have guarding in the court. It's just something I've been thinking.
There's always, yes, it's. I fear getting the item itself will be easier. The key will be more difficult as that is on her person.
That's exactly my point.
We can move the object, but without the key.
It's worthless.
But perhaps she will view the key as worthless. Should a certain, shall we say, target of Ashland's somehow steal the chair. Of course, we would never take it. We are aiding her in retrieving her father. But the evil, vicious creature who can teleport in and out of their stronghold at will could have taken it at any point.
Molfin, make an intelligence check for me, please. With advantage.
I'm either very smart or very stupid.
With advantage.
Alrighty then. Hopefully you can see this one.
Yay, 18!
Wow.
Okay.
Molfin, as you're making this crap up, you have an epiphany. Maybe part of the reason that she was doing all this too was to get her hands on that throne.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit.
Boy, a dragon would love to have that as a centerpiece of a horde.
Oh, yeah.
So your outlandish idea that you're blurting out your mouth all of a sudden makes perfect sense.
I really think I had something proper for breakfast for once today. I'm beginning to think that's what that blue-scaled bitch was doing.
No, that makes complete sense.
You're not ruling out that she does want to start a war. But this could be also a nice little side prize for
Yes.
a dragon.
You start a war, get the throne. Certainly put a bee in Snarl's bonnet, wouldn't it?
Oh, Snarl would love that throne. Dragons and old ancient magical shit. They
I say
love
in
it.
common. Muffin, can you do that telepathic thing so we can get Lachlan in on this?
Oh, certainly.
Why do you two sound like two fireplaces?
I would just like to point out, Molfin said he was speaking common.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why Molfin wasn't saying anyone's names. It was
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, then never mind. I take that back. I wanted Lachlan in on this as
MG,
well.
I still
so
give
he's
you
aware.
credit for that awesomeness right there.
That was amazing. Why do you sound like fireplaces? Oh,
Why do you guys sound like the fireplace? What is it? So good. Yeah, so Lachlan, you did hear what Molfin did say.
Yeah, I mean, just help her steal it.
But no, because then we have to steal it twice.
Yeah, and then we just kill her. And then we're taking it from someone bad.
We're taking it from someone bad anyway.
I don't
You
feel
do
like
understand that they were planning on marching their armies down the entire Sword Coast and just destroying every city they came across.
Yeah, there's
But-
that. Yeah.
the current queen was against it. She said she convinced her father not, and was trying to convince the blue bitch to not do it either, but she was relentless.
True, but now we're about
It
to try
seems-
to rescue said father, who is probably kidnapped by a
know.
bunch of small folk.
Mm.
And then we're going to hope and pray that he is feeling merciful that different small folk saved him from the evil small folk.
I know.
Giants are about as reasonable as Diana is when it comes to speaking about religion.
At that point, Diana and Ashlyn walk into the bar.
She is very reasonable.
She attempted to convert a room full of giants to the worship of Ilmater.
And she's
Excuse
also
me, I was
defended
throwing
your-
a bone.
Oh, hello.
I was trying to distract them from the fact that I stupidly said that we weren't with the woman we just said we were with.
So she was making up for your mistake, but regardless.
Well, mine, because I said it, but. So, what do we talk about?
You know, stuff.
Now would be the time
Like
to
what?
do the telepathic thing, Muffin.
Oh, over the next 10 minutes. Huh.
You're just doing this in the middle of the bar, casting your ritual.
Yep.
Setting up candles and
While he's in the hot tub, just setting it up on the edge.
He's got those little
Tea-
floaty candles that are shaped like flowers. Tea light
For the
candles.
next 10
Like
minutes,
really fast.
for the next 10 minutes, all anyone sees in this bar are like 5 people just staring at each other really intensely.
With all these floating
They
flower
telepathically
candles just
communicate.
floating around in the
a
hot
young
tub.
gnome washing his back. Like,
People are just giving you the just oddest looks as this is taking place. But eventually your telepathic bond takes effect. You guys can communicate for an hour telepathically.
Yay!
ASL.
Are you really asking me that question? How long have we known each other? I suppose now I'm 376. We've been traveling together for a year.
Yeah.
It's been
I
a year.
am
Has it
now-
been a year in game?
Not yet.
Has it been? Oh,
Not yet.
Okay,
You guys
375.
You guys started in like probably early fall, kind of like November-ish. Right now it's probably like May-ish in D&D terms. I don't have the calendar in front of me, so I
Been
can't
a
give you the
wild
exact-
semester.
I mean that makes sense because that means the Griffins are about 6 months old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your Griffins are only about but it was a week away, I think, from being
Yeah, so they're
fully mature.
so they're
about 10
yeah.
days.
So why are we talking in our heads again?
I think we're planning a heist or something.
Oh God.
we're
So,
trying to figure out
We
what
have
we
been
need to do about.
contracted by the hand to steal some items from the risotto house.
We're just there. No, we're not stealing from them.
That's not the case, Ashlyn. He's just being a Muffin.
I don't need more muffin today.
Oh,
Episode titled.
Wolfen just dunks under the water.
I don't need more Molfin today. That's a good phrase.
We should bring that back when he starts making all of his
Simulacrum? Yeah.
simulacrums.
So many muffins.
Me too.
Oh.
That's hilarious. All right.
no, we've kind of figured out that possibly the blue bitch wants the scepter and the throne, and that's probably why she's been
The same one that you're after?
the same one I'm after.
Oh my God. Oh my.
Wait,
oh
the
my-
Raven Queen throne?
Yes.
Yes, that's the one we just passed with the dragon heads. That's the throne I need.
Wait. Oh. Okay. Okay.
And we think that the dragon probably wants it too.
Does the dragon want to be the Raven Queen?
No, I think the dragon wants to use it to its own means.
Okay.
Deal with someone.
Well,
As a
Might-
trophy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
it could be a trophy. It is a powerful arcane artifact, from what Asmodeus has told me.
Might be a comfortable chair too. I don't know.
Might
See those
It doesn't look
hands?
comfortable.
Rest of your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's
So
not
that's-
comfortable, you can put some cushions on it, a throw pillow. It's,
Yeah.
So,
How are we gonna get that for you, Callista?
yeah.
That's I think what they're trying to figure out.
That's what we're discussing.
Oh.
well,
You can't hurt Lady
I don't want to hurt her.
Sarissa.
That's the last resort necessary. I really don't want, but we may need.
I think that if we restore the ordinance, and that'll be like a huge thing to have accomplished, and it's basically like bringing world peace to giants. So I feel like that would, so an ancient artifact would be a rightful boon. I think
Payment.
for that.
Yeah.
The problem is they use that artifact to maintain the ordering.
Oh. So
Yeah.
it's useless for us to solve. We should just go steal it.
Not
No.
necessarily.
We could steal it as long as we didn't kill anyone.
If we
How-
find the king and return her father to, our thought is whether Mulfin uses his magic to convince her, or we use it as a means of ransom to exchange for her father.
Ransom seems a little.
I don't know if I could feel
I
comfortable holding her
don't think
father
it's
for
going to.
ransom.
I honestly don't think that's going to work. That's the only thing I can think of. Mulfin suggested we use arcane means to convince her.
That seems a little less drastic if he suggested that she
Right.
give the throne to us.
Can't.
Right.
it's not so much a suggestion, Ashlyn. It's what I asked you if you were willing to do when we met Riled. It is a magical command that they must carry out.
What?
If they attempt to not do so, it causes them severe psychic distress.
What?
You were
If-
made aware of this. This is why you are no longer afraid of spiders at the moment.
Oh, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is
Plus,
there
it has
any?
been less than a month. How long have we been traveling with Riled? Has it been a month yet?
Well, he's on
Considering that
the
this
way.
whole journey has just been 6
I
months.
don't think so. I don't think it's been a month yet. So yeah, she's.
I
still
think
not
it's
afraid of
been
the
like a
spiders.
couple
Just a
weeks,
couple
2 or
weeks,
3 weeks.
Kepler,
Wow.
It's been a wild half a year, you guys.
Yeah.
Kepler in chat says, "So is Molfin a verb now?"
Yeah.
Molfin is every form of speech. Noun, verb, adjective, adverb.
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 Molfin mustache.
Is there any way to take
That is how you break your dungeon master.
Yes.
is there any possible way that we can create or transfer another kind of power to that holds the ordinance? Like, why does it have to be this throne? Like, why can't it be a different artifact?
We would have to find another artifact to offer in trade at that point.
But
And
why?
Pretty good at that.
As of right now, we only have 2.
Yeah, let's cut off your hand.
That would kill me.
Oh.
True.
Let's
But
find
why is
another artifact.
Why is the throne so important?
Because
It holds
What does it do?
great power. I'm not sure. I just know that it holds power enough to defeat. It can use its throne to maintain the Raven Queen's seat in the Shadowfell.
We could arrange a joint custody,
Timeshare?
a timeshare over the,
Wow.
over the throne.
No, you don't understand, Diana. She'd have to be there permanently.
What does that mean? Like, you gotta.
I wouldn't be able to come back and bring it back.
So you would be in the Shadowfell forever?
Probably. That's also something we'll need to discuss later on.
It
But
is not
my
going
assumption
to come to that
is-
when I kill that red horny bastard.
Okay. My assumption is once we have the artifact, I don't need to go to the Raven Queen right away. but I'll need to maintain it.
For how long?
I don't know. And we don't know what it does. I haven't attuned to it. I have no idea what the actual capacity is.
We could.
I'm sorry, I just picture you as this massive purple person sitting on a throne.
I'm not going to be
floating
mass.
around,
Kind of cool.
perhaps with some lines in your chin.
What?
Thanos.
God damn it.
It's a Thanos.
Sorry.
Really old mythology from history. It's fine.
Yeah.
It is
one of those
beyond
urban.
Yeah, apparently there was some kind of gauntlet, this artifact.
Yeah.
The gauntlet.
But we all know that one.
Yeah, it's based off the urban legend of Vecna. That's basically all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
I mean, can we just bamf in, take the chair, bamf out?
I mean, technically.
Could we borrow
But I
it
would
and then
need her-
return it?
I would need her scepter. That's the key to control the throne. We could just take the throne, but then it's useless.
What if we make her think that the blue dragon took the throne somehow?
Well, that is
And
something.
made her think that her scepter was worthless without it, and she went to fight the blue dragon with us and lost interest in the scepter meanwhile, and we just took that too.
If
I don't see her dropping it. Well,
Could we replace it with a fake?
Yeah.
if we take that chair which controls the ordinance, then don't we not restore the ordinance whatsoever? So does that mean that giants continue to be in chaos and continue to terrorize all small folk?
Or is it just
That's
a
the point.
symbol of the ordinance? Like a symbol of the chair, and they can just get a folding chair, but say it's the chair of the ordinance.
Cast illusion on it.
No, just it's the chair of the ordinance, and it's a symbolic chair.
It's one of those camping chairs from Camping World.
oh yeah, with a cup holder.
Yeah.
Very classy, very tasteful.
Well.
Give it blue.
I just had a really
Horrible idea.
Either-
Yeah.
genius or insane idea.
Wouldn't we all hear
Knowing
it?
you, it's probably both.
I mean, your insane ideas led to the idea of what the dragon probably really wanted. So hit us.
Oh no.
That throne was made primarily of bone, correct?
Oh,
Dragon skulls. Yeah.
no.
Oh no.
No.
There was bone,
No.
but I think primarily it was
Some
obsidian.
dark rock.
Obsidian and dragon skull, like 4 dragon skulls, and obsidian throne.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see where you're going.
When
I think I
spell
see
I
where
got
he's
from a
going
book.
too.
I could
I also see where.
take obsidian and turn it into the obsidian pieces of it. The problem we run into is the dragon bone pieces. We don't have dragon bone, but if we were to go and exhume a cemetery's worth of bones, use the remains and the fabricate spell to fabricate them into a likeness.
I feel like there's a certain.
fake throne.
to replace. Okay, well, what about the key?
I was thinking you would reanimate the dead skeleton skulls.
I was also thinking that as well, but
That's what I thought you were
I
gonna
can
do.
see both sides. I thought you were going to use a
have
combination of the two.
dragon hunting.
Well, we could go dragon hunting. We know where there's a
Okay.
silver. I can get us to a bronze. I don't know where any chromatic are, and I think Callista will kill me if I decide to kill Clarion.
Yeah.
What about Snarl? We could start.
Fair assumption.
But we don't know where Snarl is.
Mm,
We don't know where the blue one is.
mm.
The only two we know where they are is that bronze one that I gave the ring to so I could camp into his treasure hoard.
Oh, I can't wait.
Not the blue, the bronze one, whatever color he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And Clarion.
Yeah.
And likewise, I'm already number 1 on the Lord's Alliance hit list. I think if I go around and start murdering metallic dragons, that'll put me a little higher.
They'll
Let's
put you higher on my list.
But, fair point.
The bronze one, I mean, he's, you know.
Well,
It's still a thing, an animate thing with feelings.
but if we take a bunch of bones from the graveyards, I can use those, I think, and through the fabrication spell, basically make the bone pieces of the
Look like, yes, I understand what you're saying.
So switch the chairs out,
switch the chairs out.
but you'd still need the scepter.
Right, but it
Also,
becomes easier
Malfin,
to get that.
Okay.
Malfin, the chair was floating.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think you'd be able to tell when something that has massive arcane energy attached to it, like, suddenly doesn't.
We can make something float though.
We could make something float.
Molfin's
No,
made
that
giants
is-
float before.
We could
But
do.
what do we have to
We could levitate,
that was a
but that would
one-time
only
fluke.
That
last.
was-
was
the cave.
that was a one-time fluke. Yes.
That was a one-time fluke.
Because the dungeon master will never let that happen again.
That was good though.
It broke the
That
game.
Wouldn't she be able to tell that she's no longer attuned to the item?
She
That's
still
what
would be because she has the scepter.
Well,
Is she attuned to it?
It wouldn't matter once we took the scepter. Because if we already have the chair, we have the scepter. That's the end of it. Doesn't matter if she's no longer attuned, she has nothing for it.
What if we stole the key, but not the chair?
Scepter.
Yeah.
That's the problem. She always has it on her person.
Oh, that's
That we know
easy
of.
enough. All I need is to get a hand on it and I can take it with me.
My
But
problem
then
is
they
that
will have
you're.
guards watching that throne every second.
My problem is that you're very easily recognized, let's say, and that she can teleport anywhere with a magical chamber. That we don't know it does.
Could she scry on us?
Is she scrying on us
Probably.
right now?
Oh god, we're speaking telepathically, so she
Oh, yeah,
can't.
yeah,
she
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
know what we're
She can't
saying.
get in our chat room. Private.
She can't get it. She's just
the
watching
minute
us.
Lachlan thinks that,
We got a VPN.
I set my third eye to invisible objects. Do I see any scrying orbs floating around me or the party?
You do not.
So like 8 of them.
Okay.
And God, they saw me getting undressed.
How long does that last?
I think until I'm incapacitated to take a short or long rest.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Well, this would be so easy if we could just, save the day, be the good guys.
Yeah. Instead,
When
we're
does
like,
that happen?
We are the
This
good
is
guys.
definitely a moral gray point.
sometimes I wish I worshipped one of the other gods, any of the other gods.
Why do you need
There's
the
this
chair again?
wonderful thing called change your belief.
Nah, I can't do that.
Change your mind.
Nah, I can't do that.
So why do we need the chair again? I know that you hate the Raven Queen, but why do we need her chair?
It's not her
Because
chair.
that's the exchange that I made with Asmodeus for my father,
Oh.
my mother, Moby, and Anna.
Sorry. I forgot.
No, it's okay.
There-
Okay.
So I think there is a spell. Oh, I saw it once. I think.
Molfin, you now
Years
see
ago.
a floating orb above you.
Wolfen looks right up at the orb.
What?
Malfin,
In common, out loud. Well, hello there, Mr. Scrying Eyeball. Would you
Oh.
like to say hello? Call me?
What are you talking to?
The
What's
Well, you look a little bit
the
crazy.
orb vanishes. And you get a message in your mind. It's Lady Italia.
watching you bathe.
He saw you without your shirt on.
Ooh.
I was just, just getting a sneak peek. I see you made it to town. I'll see you in a bit.
Yes, I'll be slightly more dressed then.
Maybe.
Wow. Wowie. Wowie.
Ooh.
Apparently, Lady Atalia wanted to see what she was getting herself into.
Ooh.
Literally.
Yeah.
I just like to point out that Callista's not in the tub. She's got her feet in, but she's fully clothed.
Oh
Disclaimer.
yeah. I never said that Diana was like,
No, I'm in the
in the hot
tub.
tub, so I guess she's not. I'm gonna go with not.
I'm sitting on the edge with my feet in, but I'm not in it.
Which Muffin has the
Oh.
wedding ring?
Oh no.
Left hand.
Oh, God damn it.
no.
It's actually
Does
it's
the
actually still on the
hand-
undead hand in the north,
Hold on.
crawling around.
You know what?
That's the reward
I'm
for
gonna
the
roll it
quest.
20. Hold on, I'm gonna write this
Yeah.
down first, so I'm not gonna cheese it. I'm gonna see what happens.
If you defeat Muffin's undead hand, you get the ring.
The ring of Muffin.
Wait, you didn't give your wedding ring to the sim?
I never said I did, so I would assume it's probably still on the decaying hand that Diana
I
said.
think that's
Gross.
hilarious.
And he reanimated it and
People are
sent it
gonna
into
get
the mountains.
Oh my
Okay, so we're
Worst
gonna
way to
roll
lose
and see
wedding
whether I
ring.
kept it. We're gonna roll and see whether I kept it or gave it.
god. Did your wedding ring go down the drain? Oh no, I'm sorry. It was on my reanimated dead hand, and it went off into the mountains.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh,
gone.
that excuse
gone.
again.
Gone.
It's roaming the Northlands.
Oh my
God.
god.
So somewhere there is a wed hand. Oh my god, to be a fly on the wall. When
Imagine
the second get home with no wedding ring.
imagine an undead left hand just standing upon a mountain. The breezy cold is just going whipping by as the snow just like pats on the side of it. And then you guys bamf back to your Yartar.
It's just a
And you just-
glint of the ring in the sun.
That's it.
Alright, stay on it.
I'm not drawing it because I hate drawing hands.
I'll draw
I do
it.
too. Hands are difficult.
Dry hands.
Drawing hand.
Sure.
Drawing hands.
Drawing hands. Oh yeah.
Every
No
time I draw
artist
hands,
likes
they end up
that.
sort of looking like penguiny and Star Trek.
Ugh, I hate it.
No artist likes drawing hands.
No, we don't.
I always put them in their pockets.
Me too.
I hate
Or I
feet
do
more
this
than
pose.
hands.
This pose is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're behind the.
Yeah.
I do a really good left eyeball. That's about it.
Good.
All right.
So, what are we doing?
I once did a self-portrait.
Nice.
It was bad.
Aw.
So did I.
I'm sure it's better than you think it is.
My eyes were not symmetrical.
I once did a
Self-portraits are the
self-portrait.
hardest.
It looked like someone else.
Oh
That's what I frequently do too. Especially with oil paints. Anyway,
Muffin's gonna start getting out of the tub and start putting his stuff back on. And
Muffin's getting dried off. And
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm ordering a pina colada.
I choose to believe that whole
Getting
conversation
caught in the
was
rain.
canon. Dead hand, paintings and all.
Alright, so you guys are still here. You probably got
Yep.
another few hours. I mean, it's up to you. You guys can make a plan, or
Do you think we're getting on the boat?
she asked me to meet her before they departed, so I'm not sure what her
Before,
plan
yeah.
is.
Because like, I
Just
mean, do we have to
you
worry about
or the
getting
whole
on?
group?
She wasn't rather specific.
Well,
She's
might
so
as well show up.
disappointed when we show up.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, I thought this was okay.
Muffin, you really weren't
Yeah.
specific with her either. Like your message was just like,
That's
hey,
her fault, not mine.
You kind of were like just like, hey, we need to meet up. You didn't really like tell her why or anything. You just was like,
You're gonna be like, yeah, we need your help to like, like defeat the giants, and she's gonna be like, damn, I thought this was a booty call.
Diane has a valid point. Perhaps I should go alone.
Okay.
No.
We could go
I
as
want
servants.
payment
You could go
first.
on the serv. Oh, if you go early as a servant, you can get on the boat.
Why don't we just pay to get on the boat?
Was it
Yeah,
pay?
we can afford that now, can't we?
Yeah.
Was it pay or was it like being on the VIP list?
Ah.
yeah, there was a.
Didn't
Yeah, how did we
dress
get
up
on
as-
last
You
time?
guys,
dressed up as nobles?
you
or
guys
something?
worked. Remember, Lachlan
No,
was
no,
Lachlan
I
was a
worked.
dealer. He came on
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
dealer.
The rest of us went in as members of a noble family.
You guys
Yeah.
disguised
Because I
Not
have a signet
yourself.
ring.
Yeah.
Callista was a spider.
That's true. I
That's
was.
right. Yeah.
I was a spider. I just remembered that
Yep,
before you mentioned
were a
it.
spider on
Yeah.
somebody's shoulder, and you were on the
I
chandelier.
think it was mine.
Yeah, you crawled up to the chandelier and were watching all this stuff go down as Moby was like.
I was
gambling.
surveillance camera as Moby was gambling. I remember that.
Yep, because it got intense. It was high
Yeah.
stakes.
Yeah.
He gave up a Boulder's Gate estate that he didn't own.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 So,
I think we can go in as nobles now. We have a tract of land. A huge tract of land.
I mean, we do own an estate north of Waterdeep.
Yes.
Yeah, now.
do we leave like proper title on our bloodline? Like,
Are we ladies and lords now?
Not really, but we can tell them.
Oh.
Shit.
oh my God.
I just remembered
Hi.
something I do have. I do have my family's noble ring.
Oh yeah.
I have the Horn Crow signet.
Because your dad gave it to you, right?
No, this is for my grandfather.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh.
Your dad gave you something. Wow. You hate that, don't you?
I do, but one of you could wear it.
No.
But yeah, you have this poise, Callista.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't give me that, Lachlan.
I don't think I could wear that and potentially fool someone that I was noble. So Diana.
I don't feel comfortable wearing something that she vehemently hates.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, give it to Molfin because then you know what, like he can just put it on his
You'll never
left
get it
hand.
back though. But
Yeah.
Kepler says.
Obviously, it would go
This
over
is
the
great.
glove.
Kepler says, introducing the lords and ladies of the dumpster fire estate. I love it. Yes.
yes.
You're not wrong. It's literally called the dumpster fire
Right,
estate.
all the money. Kaplan, take a point of DM's inspiration, Kaplan, for that.
Oh my god.
You can carry it over into your Monday campaign for Matthew.
Okay, I'm down.
Nice.
I will let it happen.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you don't hate me, I will wear it if it's easier.
No, I don't hate anyone that would wear it. It's a means to get on board. If I have to
Okay.
wear it, I'll wear it. But I think honestly, it would look better on one of you guys rather than me. But just because of how I look, and I'm not known as a noble there, they kept me hidden.
Would
I
They
can wear it
believe-
if you want. If I don't know if Lady Atalia's plan is for us to be on the boat or not.
Well, I'm just saying as a backup, if we need to get on the boat, we do have a noble insignia.
Okay.
If we need to get on the boat, we just are on the boat.
Or that.
Do they have security?
Yeah, they did.
Yes. Do you really think that's a concern of ours at this point?
Yes.
I
If
mean
security creates a scene, we pitch them over the side and they can swim to shore.
Why don't people have value of life anymore? For
Oh my
other
god.
things.
I do. I did not say I would murder them. I said I'd throw him in the river and he can swim to shore.
What if they can't swim?
Swirling around the ship like
Yeah, would have been
Dementors.
really far away.
Fine.
Sure.
I'll skin him alive and kill him, and then he won't have to worry about whether or not he can swim.
No. No.
Yes, I thought the other way was better too.
No. Why are we throwing anybody off the ship? Why can't you do that thing where you command them to think something, Molfin?
I can do that as well.
Did that hit Molfin's AC?
Huh?
Did 20 hit Molfin's AC?
Yes.
When you punch him,
Oh
Logan,
my God.
yeah,
I'm gonna poke you in the
she
eye.
just poked you in the
No.
eye.
Squish.
Which
Value human
eye?
life still.
Don't worry, there's another one out there for him.
Ashlyn only poke him in the eye he's supposed to take out.
Human life.
Which eye did she poke me in?
I don't know. You decide.
Nope, up to you. You're the one poking.
Left.
Alrighty then. Gonna note that.
Oh no!
Oh no.
That's the eye he's gonna remove.
He's gonna like.
That's the
throw
one.
it
That's the
at
one
me.
he's gonna cut out.
I thought the eye of Vecna goes into your right eye. Never mind.
No, it's
He's
whichever
gonna
one you
throw
pop
it at
out.
me or something. Once he cuts it out, he's gonna be like, and throw it on my forehead, and it's gonna stick there. And I'm gonna have to scream and run around like an idiot.
I'm gonna make you dinner and put the eye in it and not tell you.
Okay.
That's
Figures.
gross.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, how long has it been since we headed to the whatchamacallit, to the Giant's place?
4 or 5 hours.
I had something that buffed up my strength.
Oh,
How long
yeah.
did that last? Was that a day?
I think it
That
was
was
only an
cute.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was when you ate that piece of fruit.
that ate
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it only lasted an hour. It was kind of like the
Okay.
equivalent of a potion.
So, watch as Mulvin sort of rubbing his left eye. Looks like he's gonna.
Yeah, you.
No
we got
hitting.
human life in this household.
Well, why don't we go meet her, and if we need to get on, we'll figure it out.
Okay. I can try on my
Chaperones
fancy
come
blue
along to see me
dress.
off on my date.
We can sneak behind you if you'd rather us just do that and watch you from the shadows.
Yes, because that's less creepy.
Yeah. Wait. Maybe? I got a fancy blue dress. Should I put that on?
Maybe.
Okay.
Don't we all have fancy clothes?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. But
Did I
have a
ever
fancy
get 'em?
blue dress.
I think you still got your
Specifically.
fancy clothes that you wore here last time, I believe.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Actually, from that.
I forgot what mine looks like.
Mine looks like a pink cupcake, because that's what I remember.
I
I think mine was yellow and elven.
God forbid you
Yeah,
wear
sure
the
was.
same outfit when you come back. I mean, you know, people.
They're
think-
gonna
Well, your
remember
blue
us.
one's new.
My blue one's new, yeah.
Mulvin just put on his black robes.
I was a servant.
Yes, you would.
You plan on doing the same thing, getting rehired?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Really?
You guys don't even go on the boat. Like I'll be like, where is everybody?
Alright, so, Mofin, are you going to meet Lady Italia?
Yep.
You guys got all
Yeah.
dressed up? Are you guys walking with Molfin? You walking behind him? You all walking together? I mean, I'm not sure how you
We're
guys...
walking behind him and snapping our fingers.
Okay. You're giving him a nice beat to try to
Yeah.
keep in time with as he's walking.
I'm walking about 30 feet behind and doing Pass Without a Trace again to blend in.
Okay.
Okay. Is everybody else blending in behind Molfin?
Sure.
Okay. Anybody who's blending in, go ahead and roll stealth checks. I imagine Molfin would want to make his presence known, so I would say he would probably be out front. Out front.
Pretty low.
Out front, probably 35, 40 feet.
Okay.
And, you know, staff in the hand. Every step, you know.
You guys make your way to the docks. Molfin, as you make your way down a large set of wooden stairs that lead down to the dock areas, you can see sitting next to, like leaning up against a barrel beside the docks, next to what looks like to be a large post that holds a lantern that is just being currently lit by what looks like some type of street worker that's in charge of getting the lanterns lit down here by the docks. It's pretty crowded. There's a lot of people walking around. It looks like there's still some hustle and bustle going on as sunset is settling in.
As lanterns are going out, as Molfin's walking by.
Oh, true. Yeah, Molfin's putting out the lanterns because all lights
Oh,
within 30
no.
feet of him just flicker out unless they're magical. So yeah, as you walk close, this guy's lighting the lantern and it just immediately goes out and he's like, "What the? What's going on?" And he lights his match again and just tinderbox. What?
Poor guy.
Ugh. He gets frustrated and throws it down onto the dock and gets down off of a little step ladder that he brought and picks it up and starts heading down the pathway to another lantern post. Lady Italia kind of glances at you as you're walking down the steps, and she just looks towards down the dock and begins to slowly walk out towards you and curves towards the direction of farther down the dock and appears to get her arm ready as if she's about ready to slide her arm in to your arm. And she does that, and
Pop my arm out.
you guys begin to kind of walk together down the dock,
Following.
almost like a seamless kind of connection there that you guys make.
As she puts her arm through,
And
bring the hand up.
she has to hold her arm down a little bit because because you're only about half her height as you're making your way down the dock. Yeah, she did put her hand out for you to give it a little peck as you guys move. She's got gloves basically up to her elbows. These purple, almost velvet looking gloves as you guys make your way.
Yeah, Muffin's got one on each hand tonight, so.
And she's not looking at you, but she's looking ahead, and she's got a real bright smile on her face. That large purple hat that she once had, she's got a different one now. Because I think she threw it towards Ashlyn or something last time you guys saw the purple hat.
Oh yeah, I do. I have it in my back.
Yeah, you have her old purple hat. She has a different one now.
Yeah.
It's very flamboyant and very showy.
Still purple?
It's still purple. Yeah, sure. Her outfit is still purple. It's actually very similar to the one that you saw her in before, if not the same. To you, you're just staring her up and down, Muffin. It makes no difference to you. And she's like, darling, you needed to see me.
It's been too long.
It has. It has. So, what is it that you need? You're just kind of walking slowly down the docks as she's talking to you.
We were put in the path of the giants, unfortunately.
Giants?
And of now, yes, we've been dealing with giant lords for the last few months.
Oh.
And have found ourselves now in the presence of, well, I suppose I should call her the Storm Queen, as the king has gone missing.
Huh.
The last bit of information they found about them was one of the golden goose, like the coin you gave me.
Really?
I was hoping you might know if that creature that we dealt with back then, was it in the path of taking giants as well, or does this floating casino ever deal with giant folk?
She continues to walk slowly with you. I do believe so. Usith was a terrible, terrible entity. You guys have done this city and all of its nobles and all the people around here a great service. Perhaps it was Usith who caused this for the giants.
We recently found out there have been dragons infiltrating as well, so I'm not sure how deep things run, but...
It seems like you've got yourself into quite a pickle. Giants and dragons? My dear, you really need to take a rest. My goodness. Why don't you join me on the Grand Dame tonight? I'm headed there right now.
It would be my absolute pleasure.
Okay. She just keeps her arm tightly bound within yours and seems to be holding herself very confidently as you guys are walking together. Same I guess the same demeanor that she always had when you remember her from before. You know, very confident, strong woman.
Do we still have the telepathic bond up before we came here?
Would you still have
That's
that
something
up, Muffin?
That's something
Yeah.
I would have wanted us to have.
Yeah, before definitely, especially with Lachlan saying he was gonna try to get on there as help.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So is it Mulvin's walking just again the same for what little bits of his lower mouth that you can see under the shroud? Stupid goofy grin.
Aww.
Just sort of walking around and
Muffin.
just
What is she saying? What did she tell you?
yes, that they've well then I'll just replay everything back to them.
Okay.
Well actually I should say Mulfin would have asked When she said yes, was she talking about Usith or that the casino catered to giant folk occasionally?
She wasn't talking about like Usith catering to giant folk.
Well, no, not Usith. Was it? Did she say the casino would do things for giant folk, or that Usith might have been taking giant folk or set the whole thing in motion?
Usith might have been setting the whole thing in motion.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's what she had
along.
passed along to you.
Yeah. As we're walking after, I relay that back to them and say that going on a date on the boat.
Muffin's been invited on a boat ride.
Aww.
Just
Mentally, what does Diana call them? Booty call, apparently.
Don't tell that to her.
This is all in my mind.
Yes, don't say that out loud though.
And looking back over at Lady Italia. Did that thing have friends here, or I don't know how I can follow that path any further, where it is dead.
The only friends that I knew of it having were those creatures that served it in the sewers that I'd dropped the young nobles off to.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all long said. It's dead.
I believe you guys successfully took care of those.
Seems a little convenient, don't you think, Muffin?
You mean that Cluster's trying to insight check her from like 30 feet away?
I'm not trying to insight check. I just find it very convenient that the aboleth that we killed a while ago is the cause of all of this.
Aboleth? That's
Muffin is going to sort of hem and haw what Callista said, and I'm
That
going to make...
all of the parties we need to interrogate are dead.
I'm going to make an insight check.
Okay.
And we have DM's inspiration from last
Can
time,
I
right?
give him my nat 20? Because I inserted this thought into his
You
brain.
can. You sure can. You
I
got
give him my nat 20.
natural 20. What is your insight on top of a natural 20?
1.
That's why I gave him a nat 20.
blackjack.
The nat 20 has been used, and Lady Italia is lying to you, Muffin.
Aww.
Very distinctively. But she is very deceptive. You probably wouldn't have been able to read through it, break through it without your friends being here to make better sense of the situation. Lady Italia knows something, and she's not telling you.
Is she an aboleth?
And with that nat 20, you have a sense that you did Lady Italia a favor by destroying Usith.
Yep. It's very convenient that all of the parties we need to talk to are dead.
As we're walking toward, then just continue walking around, doing his best to not let the expression on his face change.
Well, you're covered. You're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Muffin sort of turns his head a little bit. My dear, if I must ask something, if we could please dispense with the bullshit. I think it is high time you tell me everything that you know about this situation.
She immediately...
And I'm going to cast this.
That is
As all it requires is a verbal component. There is nothing to show I'm casting a spell beforehand.
Excellent. Wisdom save, right? Here comes her
Yep.
wisdom save. What's the DC on this?
A 17.
Here we go.
This isn't
She rolls a
suicidal.
nat 1.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh god. She looks
Hell
at you.
yeah, teamwork.
She's shocked at first, and then the shocked expression leaves her face. And what does this do? A creature that can't understand what's it? Creature understands you. It must succeed or become charmed by you for the nation. She looks at you. She's like, "Yes, dear, absolutely." I would always be honest with you. Why are you being so rude to me?
You are deceiving me. You know more than you are telling me.
What is it that you want to know?
Tell me what has happened to the Queen of the Storm Giants. And tell me anything you know about the king. What does this have to do with this bloody boat, and how are you involved in it?
She looks down, looks back up at you, and says, my organization was in on it. We serve the great Kraken of the North, Slarkrethel.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, like, let me write this
Wait.
down.
Let me copy and paste it in the chat.
Oh my god.
I want to see if I wrote that right.
I'm on page 4 of notes for the night.
You guys are getting a lot of story and lore dump tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. Here.
Look at us on book.
You are on book, and I can actually copy and paste stuff out of Roll20 finally.
Oh my god.
Here you go.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
copy
Here.
and paste it into chat right here. Slarkrethel.
Oh my god, I got it right.
Yep.
How in God's
Nice.
name? I spelled that mother frogger's name right.
Slarkrethel.
Slarkrethel.
We are members of a secret society called the Kraken Society,
Oh my god.
and we have allied
Not a very
ourselves.
secret name.
We've allied ourselves with an ancient blue dragon to assure that these things
Shut up.
go forth. And immediately after telling you that, you watch her eyes get really wide, Molfin, and her body starts to convulse. And she starts to do all these weird sounds.
I'm gonna rush forward.
And you watch as blood starts running out of her nose and out of her ears.
Are we all there?
Yeah, you guys can see it.
I'm rushing
she's
forward.
Like having, she's having a
I
seizure.
also rush forward, and I'll cast
Molfin is going to try to block them
Cure Wounds.
in front of to getting to her.
Oh, Molfin's blocking you guys from getting to her.
He's going to try to.
Okay.
I don't need to touch her to cast healing words.
Okay. Make an attempt. You can go ahead.
Diana,
You
do
gotta
not
roll
heal
your-
her.
Why shouldn't I heal her? Don't we need more information?
We know who's in charge of it now.
And
She was using us.
she's
Could lead
and
us.
she falls. She's falling to the ground, and she's still convulsing, but there's blood leaking from her ears and her nose. Her eyes are wide, and they start to roll back into her head.
Can I do a medicine or something
I'm
check
casting
to see what's
healing word.
happening here?
Yeah, sure.
I'm casting healing word. It's just taking me a minute.
Okay. Casting healing words, resetting your incantations, trying to... Callista, as you approach, it seems Diana is trying to cast a healing spell on her.
Yeah.
This healing spell is having no effect. It seems like whatever's doing damage to her is doing a brutal amount of damage that even Elmater
Like
can't
our-
even restore.
Like arcane, like it's almost like a one of those like unbreakable curses.
Yeah, when you walk closer...
I cast Beacon of Hope.
Okay, what's Beacon
What's
of
Beacon
Hope?
of Hope?
I can give her advantage on wisdom saving throws, death saving throws, and she heals the maximum number of hit points from any possible healing.
Okay. Unfortunately, this Beacon of Hope does not work. Because when Callista gets there, it almost seems as if her brain and her mind
I cast Death Ward.
has been, like, turned to mush. Something has destroyed her brain and her head. And it's literally some of the liquid from her brain matter is, like, running out of her face. It is a grotesque sight as you do this medicine check. I rolled 22 on that. You can tell her head inside her skull is nothing but jello mush. And she's laying there dead on the dock with all these other people around, like, just like frantically panicking, like, what's happened? So, I knew her. I've seen her before. You hear all these like the crowds like talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I should have cast Death Ward.
Death Ward wouldn't fix her brain.
Looking around, I'm assuming that there are no, like, we're in a somewhat dark area given all the torches going out around Molfen.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a little bit like it's not quite total darkness yet.
It's not.
I cast light on a post.
Okay.
If that's what you want. If that's what you want.
Diana,
No, he doesn't want. He doesn't want
Never
light.
mind, I removed the
Diana,
light.
you can feel like whatever happened to her was a higher power magic than even you can heal. Like this was incredibly high powered.
Think of the unbreakable spell that Snape and Draco's mother did.
Yeah.
We need to leave now.
All
We need
right.
to go somewhere far.
How?
Somewhere not. Give me a destination.
Can I
Someone that is
quickly
not.
check her body for anything that we could take with us? Like a symbol of this Kraken?
Let me double check.
Or maybe we want these people to come to us, right?
No, this is telepathic to the group. The thing that has done this is powerful enough that it has basically forced that ancient blue dragon to ally itself with it.
Uh-oh.
Unless it persuaded it, right?
How does one just persuade? Well, again, it seems they are
I'll
attacking.
buy you a nice
giants.
chair if you help me, right? You know?
I don't know where we are.
I need Crowan.
Okay, then
I
let's
need
go.
someone with information who can. I need a library, and I need someone that.
The house.
I would rather not teleport to our house. We have no way. I don't know whether or not this thing can see me now.
Uh,
You don't have a third eye?
I'm looking around. Do I see an invisible beacon staring down?
No. Doesn't seem to be anybody watching.
So is there anything on her person if I'm looking through it?
There are several golden goose coins and a dagger strapped to her thigh under her purple dress. But that is it. That's all she has on her.
Okay.
Listen,
go
no
for
wallet.
No wallet and apparently no drawers.
Well, I
Oh, we
guess
can't go-
the coins would have been in like the little purple purse kind of thing that she was carrying. But just a weapon and tokens for the Grand Dame.
And it's just a normal dagger?
Yep, just a normal dagger. Just strapped to her thigh.
Okay. Then Everland, Molfen? I
Unless
say
there-
telepathically.
Do we try to find her home?
who's home?
Muffin looks down at Brainless, the Wonder Trader.
Oh.
I wonder why she wanted to bring you on the boat.
Krakens like water?
I wonder.
Lachlan, make an intelligence check.
Uh-oh. Bringing up intelligence here. Yeah.
Puzzles you. Not really sure.
Wow.
Unrelated.
Oh, God.
Hot tub.
You took spell.
I think
Trying
all
to
the answers
figure out
are
how
in
we can
Bryn.
find where she lives.
You guys start to hear, you there? What's the problem over there? You see some of the shield of Yartar seem to be gathering around and start heading your way as there seems to be a little commotion going on within the circle as people have kind of moved out of the way from the docks and there's a dead, bleeding from the ears and nose body laying in the middle of the dock.
Um,
Can I signal
Muffin's going
for...
to sort of pull the group in together. It is time we leave. Is everyone prepared?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
First thing Muffin does is cast Wall of Sand encircling us.
Okay.
Okay.
A wall of sand emerges around all of you.
So
Wait,
they
are we
can't
gonna
actually
look-
see us.
Are we gonna look suspect?
Swirling
Yeah.
sand, like a vortex of sand all
I don't
around
want to
you.
look suspect.
You hear startled voices coming from beyond the wall of the crowd.
This isn't good. We can never come back here ever again.
Oh my god. We can never go back anywhere ever.
No, we can't.
Molfen is
We
gonna
can't have nice
call
things.
out. Actually, how long does that? Oh, that's up to 10 minutes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
So Molfen is going to. That is not ritual cast, and I don't have it prepared.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
Shit on the shingle. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. As Molfen's going to look at the
no.
group, link hands, and I suppose it's off to Evelyn then, and cast teleport from the hand of Vecna.
Oh!
Okay. Are you going to Moongleam Tower? Is that where you're headed?
Yeah, I'm going. Oh, I gotta roll a D100, but I'm aiming for Crowan Valhero's office.
Okay. Perfect. Go ahead and you can roll your D100. I would say this is a place you're very familiar with.
Let me see here. I don't think I'm that very familiar. 25 to 100. Okay, I'm good.
You're good. Yeah. You
And
guys,
then-
after feeling
Hang on.
weightless for a moment, you guys are standing in the middle of Valhero's office, Crowan Valhero's office in Everland. After that,
and Molfen
commotion.
ain't home.
And Molfen ain't home.
What?
I don't see.
That's a 9 and an 8 on a wisdom save.
Oh, I don't see a roll.
I don't see the roll.
Yeah.
That means it didn't happen. Roll again.
I ain't like that. Bloody roll 20, man. Okay, so
never
we are
happened.
going Discord. There you go, folks.
Oh, weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and Molfen ain't home. So,
For the next 6 seconds.
What happened?
he lost himself.
I lost myself getting us out of there.
Oh.
He used the hand of Vecna to teleport us, and now the hand of Vecna is in control
In control of him.
for the next 6 seconds.
Molfen, what's your highest power? What's your highest powered spell right now?
Of my own or of...
Yeah. What's your highest
anything.
prepared level spell right now?
I have a level 5 prepared. I have Gaius and Synaptic Static.
Okay, you immediately cast Synaptic Static in the center of this chamber. As you lose your
Alrighty
mind.
then.
You're gonna go completely nuts. So that's a 20-foot radius sphere, which all of you are enclosed in. So I need you guys
What about the-
all to make intelligence saving throws against
What about the
Molfen's spell,
animals?
including Molfen himself.
What about the animals? I'm gonna use my DM's inspiration.
Okay. As Molfen goes completely nuts and just
I
casts
will
a
also
random spell.
take my DM's inspiration.
Do I have DM's inspiration?
You all do. Well, actually, no.
God.
Oh, no, you had the D20,
I had
and you gave it to
Nat
Molfen.
20, goddammit.
Can I give her... Did I use my DM's inspiration earlier or no?
I
I don't think I did.
No.
think you did on that
Did you?
that deception
remember.
or persuasion check. You did. I think
Oh,
you did.
yeah,
you
you
said, "Can I
did.
use my inspiration?" or
Okay.
something. Yeah. What's
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
what's the save DC we're looking for?
17, so Ashlyn
I-
failed.
Ashley.
Yeah.
I rolled
Okay.
two 14s.
Okay,
I rolled
so...
two 14s.
Okay, so you need to roll your 8d6 psychic damage. As you guys get a terrible reaming headache of 23 points of psychic damage, half as much if you succeeded, correct?
Do we still get the
Yeah.
7 temporary hit
Um,
points from Heroes Feast?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same
Yeah.
thing.
I think you still
Yeah,
have
it's
We
that.
still
do.
the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So
And you
half?
have muddled thought. Yeah, half if you saved, and you have muddled thoughts for the next minute if you failed.
Yeah. For the next course of the minute, you're gonna have really weird thoughts going through your mind as you see visions of wraiths and evil, terrible creatures that haunt your mind, and some of them they could probably be part of your worst nightmare. And Molfen, as you do this and you come to, you fall to your knees on the floor and kind of drop your staff as you just come back to, and you can see that your friends are all kind of holding their heads with this terrible headache.
Just screaming.
Yeah,
Anyone else's head
I'm pretty much
Anyone
curled
else's
up
head
screaming.
ringing?
Well, me and Diana are curled up screaming
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty
Yeah.
as nightmares continue to attack
For
us.
the next minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not having a good
Is
time.
Crowin in here?
We have a lot of nightmares.
That's a good point. Were there a whole bunch of Tressum in this office too?
Oh my god, my poor Tressum!
Yeah, you probably killed about 3 or 4 of them.
What about my Tressum?
There's
What about the Griffins?
there's one that
oh, wait,
was
we
like
left one.
there's
The
one
Griffins
that
are
was
No, the Griffins are at home.
you see like a couple are having like little seizures on the ground as they eventually just stop moving.
Oh my god. Can I cast Mass Cure Wounds?
Sure. I don't know how many hit points that Tressum has, but
Neither
They
do
have, like,
I.
5.
I don't think they have a whole
Okay.
lot, so I think that would have insta-killed them, so I don't
Yeah, it would have. They just sort of basically
You killed
exploded.
Stripe?
yeah. Was
You killed my cat?
was Stripe on you at the time?
I didn't say he wasn't.
Well, then he probably he probably killed her cat.
Oh my gosh.
This is like
This is the most evil
worst-
thing Molten's ever done.
It's pretty evil. That's what
Killing cats, Smallfin.
Oh,
Killing kittens.
I don't believe that was me. What
Sure,
happened?
looks
I
like it
will-
came from ya,
My head
Gramps.
is ringing. What happened?
This is literally what my bonds say, and I don't have any of them anymore.
Oh no. You've taken away all her bonds.
Oh, she loves her family.
Well, you still have a family.
Okay, I do have my family.
Oh. Now Stripes is scratched off that list.
Yep.
Unless, the cleric actually revives it.
The mass
I was going to say that. I can use one of my $10,000 diamonds and revive your cat if you really want me
No.
to.
Molfen will offer a diamond as he has them as well.
No, it's fine.
Just
no,
do
we
it.
can revive
Do it, Diana. Do it,
I don't
Diana.
have the spell active, but it's good for 10 days. So,
Just keep the cat in the bag until
we can put the cat in a bag. Tomorrow I'll prepare the spell, and then I can revive it. Because so long as it's not dead for more than 10 days, I can bring it back.
Please,
No,
someone,
it's
someone write
okay.
that you have the cat in the bag so we don't forget.
Oh my god.
And
The
then
cat
revive
came
it
back
because
the
the
very
cat is
next
out of
day.
the
The
bag.
cat
he's
came
in
back.
kitten heaven right
The
now.
body
The
was
very
gone,
next
but the
day.
cat came back.
Came back.
He's just sleeping, Ashlyn.
No, he's not. And the blue dragon
Yes, he-
killed Harshnag, and he's gonna try to kill us, and it's just everything's terrible today.
No, it's not terrible, and we're gonna bring the cat back, and we're all gonna be fine and happy in a family in the end. I promise.
Molfen, this room, other than a few of the cats, it's empty. Crone's not here, and it looks like a lot of his stuff has been like cleaned up and organized. Like it looks like most of the books that he had on his desk were cleaned up and put away. And it seems like, it looks like he hasn't been here for a few days or even weeks.
I start frantically searching through his books. Do I find spell books, books on anything that I think might be useful to us?
Make an investigation check. Wow. Wow.
Intelligence based.
Um,
+9.
Going through his stuff, it looks like he took all of his really important things. His spell book is not here. All those his staff that was glowing with fire at the top is gone.
Is his robe gone?
His robe is gone. Yep. Pretty much anything that could be of like severe importance, like there's some old historical texts and stuff like that on his bookshelf and things of that nature. But as you open the top drawer of his desk, there is a book in there that seems to be bookmarked. And you take it out, and it is a book that has a little bit of talk about the history of giants. And as you open it up to the bookmark page, you can see that the bookmark page opens up to doesn't give an exact location, but it speaks of a temple that giants used to use to communicate with higher powers, higher entities. Doesn't have a specific name, doesn't have a specific place. Just speaks of rumors.
I think we're already there.
Seems like he's been
Callista-
researching this.
He was just rubbing his temple, head still ringing. Not like focus down on the book, but every couple of seconds, sort of trying to do that, somewhat sly, look up and see how Diana and Ashlyn are doing, but not at the same point trying to almost pretend nothing happened.
I found the spell. And that will be the one that I use.
Are you doing it now?
No, because I was gonna do Revivify, but it's not a ritual, and Raise Dead, I don't have prepared, and I don't think it's a... But it's the one that I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm just going to point to the book and slide it over towards wherever Callista is in the room. And just go walk in. He has a little balcony on his office, right?
He does. Mm-hmm.
Just go out and sit on the basically just plop up on the railing and just sit dangling his legs over the edge.
You guys can see Molfin sitting out there over the edge, moonlight kind of cascading gently across his silhouette as he's sitting out there.
You gave me the book.
I just pushed it towards you, didn't say a word, and just walked outside.
What's the book?
You seem to have a hunch that this is talking about the Eye of the Allfather without
The Allfather?
using the name.
Yeah.
Apparently, Crowan was doing a lot of research with it. You couldn't find a lot of information about it because this is something that probably not a lot of people have any idea about.
So he might be looking for it.
He could be.
Isn't that where that's a Remorez or something?
But yeah, that's where we dropped off the remorse.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, there's a Remorez destroying villages because we dropped a rat off a cliff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one of these days you're gonna run into that Remorez again.
It's going to be beefed up. It's going to have Mummy and Daddy with it.
Yep.
I'm going to gather the other Tressums, not Ashlyn's, because I think Diana has Ashlyn's. I'm going to gather the other ones and kind of just druid craft around their bodies to keep them not so vulgar
Okay.
in this room, just to cover it for a bit.
Yeah.
And
It was a clean death. It wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't anything like
But-
Slaughterfest with axes or anything.
Right. No, but Callista has a special affinity for cats anyway, so she just automatically was like, I have to do something for them. And then we'll go check on Molfin outside on the balcony.
Okay. Molfin, you can feel the presence of someone standing behind you.
Still just sitting there staring.
Which item was it?
Only way to get out of there without a fight. I just watched two of my closest friends crawl on the floor screaming like a toddler having a bad dream.
It seems to be picking up in a frequency, Molfin.
It's...
Telling you to be careful only does so much.
It's that name that Diana called out, that I jokingly referred to as her boyfriend, Balgrok. I've been pondering and pondering what he meant. The message that was sent. Come claim us.
Right.
This shroud, these artifacts contain thousands upon thousands of souls. This pit fiend means to release them somehow, to create an army to attack Asmodeus. I gave the imp Grotz that information. He didn't seem concerned.
That's when I dealt with, yeah.
No. I figured calling out to the lawyer would be easier than trying to convince Asmodeus to come for a conversation. He didn't seem concerned. Part of me wonders if it's not worth trying to reach out to this fiend. If there's a way to remove these souls and give him what he wants, perhaps this will stop happening as frequently.
Or he turns it and uses it against you. It's already being used against you.
Fair enough.
The rest of you also gather kind of behind Callista as this conversation's taking place.
Crowan might be looking for the Eye of the Allfather.
Didn't that place cave in?
As far as we know.
Yeah.
It wasn't a wild
But
goose chase.
if we're correct in it, that giant is the same blue dragon, means it either teleported out of there, in which case the cave-in would have shifted, or it dug its way out.
I guess it doesn't hurt to look.
None of that matters. What we need to deal with is that stupid being in the north.
The Kraken?
Morphin will sit down and actually start fully explaining what he got from
Oh, okay.
Lady Atalia before her brain turned to goo.
Mm-hmm.
It seems there's a cult of these things and they're working with the dragon.
Why would the Kraken ally with a dragon? To fight the giants?
I have no idea what its endgame is. But apparently the Kraken was the one behind the alien thing in the sewers as well.
Why?
Are Krakens really intelligent? Do I know this?
You probably wouldn't know. Most of you probably wouldn't know what a kraken is.
Oh, chat.
Oh,
What?
No way!
JJ!
We got a JJ in the house.
hi!
What a...
Big heart
I'm
back to you, buddy.
cry.
Hello.
It's,
We love.
it's kind of
Hello,
fitting.
we miss you.
We just left Yartar.
We just left Yartar.
He
Ow.
appears 5 minutes later with the tavern we would have stayed at.
Aw. Hi.
Yeah, most
So what do we do?
most of you would
I don't know.
most of you would probably know that a kraken is a terrible sea creature, but you probably wouldn't know anything more than that. You've heard
So maybe.
probably Lachlan. Anybody who's lived in like a port city before probably heard like sailors telling stories about terrible creature rising from the sea and pulling the entire ship under. Pirates of the Caribbean style.
Mhm. Release the Kraken.
Oh yeah, I do have experience sailing. Oh yeah.
Then you guys would know, and you guys would know. You've never seen one before, but
Mhm.
terrible sea creature has the ability to take an entire ship and basically just pull it right under the water without an issue.
How many of those exist?
One we know.
Well, we
of.
know of at least
At least
one.
one in the north. Maybe we infiltrate this society.
No, that
How
thing
many
melted
know-
her brain.
And considering it just turned her brain into a smoothie.
Well, we just had some practice in training our brains against that kind of thing, so you know. Sorry, too soon.
Too soon. Wow, Lachlan, wow.
I'm gonna get a geese put on me.
Would, but I don't have the ability to anymore today.
Good to know.
Oh wow, I just
Spent my 2 capability. Well, rather, I spent one of my upper level capabilities. Somebody else decided to do something else.
Are we able to message Crowan and ask him where he's at?
I can tomorrow.
All right. Do you think we can get access to the libraries here in Everland, Mulfin, and research about this?
I don't know. I trusted Atalia. And then, well, with listening to all of you, come to find out who knows what she was planning if I had actually gotten on the boat.
Muffin, make an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Yeah, not great.
22 is not great.
Plus 5.
If you guys remember a long time ago, this is probably over a year ago, when you guys visited, there was apparently this lord that owned the Grand Dame named Lord Dryland.
Yes.
He seemed to be running the whole show with these tokens in this place. You actually, Mulfin, you actually snuck around, and you actually went into his office, and you took things from his office. You got stabbed by a needle trap in your hand.
Oh, yeah, the chest.
The chest, and it poisoned you for a small amount of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that you're putting 2 and 2 together, maybe, perhaps Lady Atalia, just because she was a part of the organization doesn't mean she was maybe heading it up, or maybe there was more to it. Because remember, he was off on a business trip when you guys visited the first time. And that's when you went snooping around and got yourself into some trouble.
Which one of the 93 episodes we've done so far hasn't that happened in?
Yeah. Fair point.
I gotta go back. I can't remember what episode that was.
we need a
Episode
relaxing
30
beach episode.
Yeah.
Episode 38.
Episode 38, really?
Yep.
Jesus.
That was a long time ago.
Wow.
Gosh.
We have to deal with the boat.
Like sink it.
Yeah, except for now, because we just bamped out of there.
We can't band back in.
We look suspicious.
No, but the boat was singular, if you remember. I've been in parts of the boat that others haven't been.
And?
This is a monumentally stupid idea.
I like these.
I can take us back to the boat now.
No.
No, because then what if there's other civilians on the boat and people who aren't in the cult and stuff like that? Like, and even if they are in the cult, who knows if they're brain controlled? We can't just go sinking ships for.
I'm not talking about sinking the boat.
Just getting the
There was a-
captain.
Said we had to deal with
We
it.
need to speak with the person in charge of it.
The captain.
Why? So their brain can become a smoothie too.
Well, if they're a part of it, certainly. If not, we'll make their brain a smoothie.
No.
We have no other leads. We have a name. I can try sending that creature a message.
Go for it.
No. The Kraken? No.
Why not?
Molfin, make an intelligence check, please.
What the heck is wrong with you all?
So,
The heck is wrong with you all?
Why not?
Well, let me count the ways. You know?
Yeah.
Heck no.
Diana, at the moment, I just teleported us into a room, murdered a whole bunch of cats, and crippled 2 of my closest friends. What do you
So
think
you-
is wrong with me at this moment?
So you wanna what? Talk to some Kraken that'll turn your brain to mush? What, are you suicidal now? No.
Yeah, Molfin, Diana seems right. Opening a link to a creature that can turn someone's mind to mush, making a mental link with that individual doesn't seem like a very smart idea.
No.
Not an int 20 behavior.
Yes, that's right. Your average intelligence 20 says, no, that's not a good idea.
My unstable emotional state says,
Yes.
"Hey!"
Hell no.
I don't know how else to get us back to Yata quickly.
Maybe
Why do we
don't
need to go back?
quickly?
We have
Yeah,
to
why do we have to go
deal-
back so soon?
Our only link to deal with the giants, now that she's a puddle of goo, is the person running the boat. If
Both
she
go out every
wasn't the
day.
one in charge, then there's somebody else in charge. Right, but how long will they keep using Yata as the base of operations now that they know that we know that they know?
Well, if they know that we know that they know that, then they would have beefed up security on the boat or stopped it from working, probably tonight.
Right, which means we have tonight.
Okay.
So why don't we take a short rest and then go after them?
I am counting on you because if I do this again, we run the same risk.
Of what?
Of what just happened.
Bush brain?
Cox's head.
Just put your fingers in your ears and go, ah, la, la, la.
Oh yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I casted Mass Cure Wounds, and you guys got 14 points of
There
healing.
you go.
I'm
Everybody's
back to
healed
full.
back 14.
All right.
So, what's the plan, guys? Because we're approaching 11:30, and we got to kind of close tonight's episode. But I want to have an idea to leave everybody on a good cliffhanger for next week.
Uh-huh.
Well,
And you can plan what the heck is happening.
Yeah,
You got a date with a boat,
it'll be
right?
2 weeks because we have Shadowrun
Okay, yeah.
coming up next week, so it'll be
Next
2
week.
weeks before our next episode. So,
Wow.
what's the
Molfin looks at the group as we're taking our short rest. So if I'm to believe Diana, back to the boat we go.
It looks
I
like that's our
think-
only option.
That might be the only option if we want to streamline this and not lose the trail and let it go cold. I don't
What's the point?
know.
What's the point of finding the Storm King to restore the ordinance if we're just going to break the ordinance again by stealing the chair? Why not steal the chair, get what we need out of it, then return it, and then find the Storm King, and then restore the ordinance rather than doing it just to undo it?
Because
Kind of a point.
The chaired rule.
The chair will never be back in their possession.
Everybody make
Looking in the
intelligence
under-
checks.
Okay.
Wow, Lachlan, nice.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wow.
Good roll.
-1.
Who would have thought?
Lachlan, at first glance, it sounds decent, but a divine ordning is much greater than even a magical artifact throne. You don't think that just because the giants have the throne means that they're in control? That comes from the
Gotcha.
gods. So the
Gotcha.
ordning is controlled by the gods. It has nothing to do with that throne. You have a feeling that they're just using that throne to flex their muscles.
Gotcha.
Because, hey,
Gotcha.
if I'm a frost giant and I try to challenge you, and you got something that I don't have that's much more powerful than I'm going to back down.
It's like diplomacy versus nukes or something,
Right,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Mutually assured
Yeah.
destruction.
It's a Cold War.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea. I don't like this. What if we find the blue dragon and give it back to them, the giants, for the chair? And they can decide what to do with the blue dragon.
That actually is a really good idea.
It's like everybody wins.
Yeah.
But Ashlyn, you wouldn't be able to have your personal revenge.
I don't need personal revenge.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. How would we convince or force a dragon to come with us?
I'm sure we'll find a way
Yes.
by then.
We'll probably find a spell along the way.
Or we'll beat her into submission. I didn't say I'd be nice to her.
Exactly. We can still get her within an inch of killing her.
Well, that's two options then. We either take the lead and find the king, potentially, or we go look for the dragon.
Which the dragon is allied with this beast,
Exactly.
which means
Oh,
it may
yeah.
be with the beast,
It may be protected by the beast.
or it may be protecting the beast.
Oh.
So this
What if
path
we just
leads.
didn't mess with the beast and we just went after the dragon?
Because then we'd still have to deal with the beast to obtain the king.
Oh. No.
Alright. Alright. I guess we should
I
get
don't know.
back to the boat and see what information we can glean.
Yeah, I say we head back to the boat and start
All right.
there.
But we definitely keep that as option.
Yeah.
Molten looks directly at Ashlyn. If I look like I'm going any crazy, I want you to beat me to unconsciousness as quickly as possible.
Understood. I mean, that wasn't me.
Taya was like, yes, please.
Okay.
Are you sure?
But, I don't know what will happen next time. If it is the next time, so just
Malfin, should we tell them what you just told me to make sense of it?
Molten just sort of wave his hand to Callista for her to.
That entity, the pit fiend he called out in your presence, he seems to be wanting the shroud because it has a army of souls contained in it. And that is probably what's been taking him over. And he means to unleash them as an army to defeat Asmodeus, apparently. So we have a very wild card in the means of that. He just wants you to be sure that if he loses control again, in order to not let the pit fiend, whatever he's doing, take Mulfin out to unconsciousness if we absolutely need.
Alright.
Does the hand have the same abilities? The same thing with the souls?
They're tied.
I don't
to
think
each
so.
other.
They're tied to each other, but the souls are in the shroud, right?
Correct. It's
Okay.
when I use the abilities from either object, the loss of control can occur.
Got
And
it.
when that weakening happens,
That's when
that's when something can come through
For the-
and
contact the pit fiend. Yeah,
contact it, or as it apparently did a
attack
few
us.
moments ago, decide to blow up the room with psychic energy.
All right.
So watch out for Wolfen's 1,000 different personalities. Gotcha.
Yeah.
To say I'm disassociative would be an understatement.
Disassociated.
After all of our
20
trauma.
DID at its finest.
And with that, Molfen will take everybody's hand and cast a spell.
Here we go. What area of the boat are you casting? Where you want to show up?
Captain's quarters.
Captain's quarters.
Hell yeah.
You got it.
Ooh.
Cast your spell, my friend.
Okay, so that is.
You've been there
I don't know
before.
how you're gonna.
You've been there before, so you're familiar.
Before we go, could I cast Windwalk on all of so at a moment's notice we can turn into
Can Molfen cast his spell in Windwalk?
Well, no, but we don't have to change form.
we don't have to change form.
In Windwalk?
We have 8 hours to go in between
Oh, yeah, right.
Windwalk. You can go in between Windwalk
Gotcha,
and
gotcha. I forgot
No.
about that, yeah.
just so we have it that when we arrive and we need to like make a getaway, we can turn into Windwalk if we need to.
Yeah, so you guys got the optional Windwalk there available.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can do
Yes.
that.
And prior to casting this, I'm going to take the 10 minutes to cast Telepathic Bond as a ritual.
All right. You guys
Okay.
are also
Because,
telepathically bonded as well, so you guys are able to communicate.
Good, you know.
Anybody else doing anything before the teleport happens?
Nope.
Okay. Let's.
I'll probably switch clothes quickly.
Yeah, making sure my boots are tied, and
Yeah, put back on our armor, on our
Yeah.
fancy clothes.
Well, I haven't gotten out of my
Oh, yeah.
armor.
So,
And you guys
Me and Ashley won't take any excuse.
appear in the captain's quarters. And Molfen is himself.
Okay.
oh, for the shard, don't hit me. I'm okay.
And we will find out what they see in 2 weeks when we return for Storm
Oh, boy.
King's Thunder.
Oh,
Episode
boy.
94.
Bloody hell.
As they are back on the Grand Dame once again.
Oh jeez.
And Captain, I see that comment.
What does that?
I wanted to define crazy.
Oh.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kaplan, for hanging out with us. Thank you, JJ, in the chat. Man, we appreciate you guys jumping in and hanging out with us tonight. Any of you that have been hanging out and checking out the show, thank you guys so much. We've got our big debut of Shadowrun coming next Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss it. Rumor has it that these people have some really fantastic cosplay ready for Shadowrun. So you're going to want to tune in. You're going to want to see that because it is going to be amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. We're learning a new system, which is complicated, but we're going to get through it. We're just going to go with it.
We're gonna do
We're
it.
gonna do it. We're gonna do it up. So we got to give out a natural 20 tonight, folks. Anybody have any votes for a player for a natural 20 for this evening?
Let me look through my 4 pages of notes.
Oh yeah, this,
Probably
Ashlyn
Molfen for
for
the
there was a lot of story
Ashlyn for a
tonight.
cat,
This
Molfen
was
for
a
his
lot
persuasion.
of stuff that's been brewing for a long time that you guys have
Yeah.
finally kind of reached the breaking point to discover some of this.
Ashlyn,
I gotta go
Ashlyn
after
for her
the.
vengeance.
Ferguson, yeah.
Everything Ashlyn, basically.
Ashlyn was the emotional roller coaster this week.
Oh
I got
my
revenge. I'm
God.
giving away my pets. I'm feeling better. I done that thing. Holy shit, my cat's dead. Oh my god, my cat's gonna come back tomorrow. Oh my, it's like.
Ashlyn did have a Ashlyn had a emotional roller
A
coaster.
really
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
You
went
may
through a
need that
lot.
nat 20 against Molfen, too, so.
Oh yeah, and Kaplan is voting for
Gets out
Ashlyn
of
as
control.
well for the
Aw,
harmonica,
thank you.
cat, and giving away her pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ashlyn
That was so
deserves-
sweet. That was so wholesome.
Ashlyn, you will have the natural 20.
Thank you guys.
For next time.
So when you kick Molfen in the teeth, you'll shatter his head.
Yeah.
And when we return to our next episode, we will see what this group discovers within the captain's quarters of Lord Dryland's boat, the Grand Dame, the casino boat. So I'm intrigued. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have to see what happens next and where the story leads from there, because you guys got so many different places you could go, so many different plot points, so many. You guys have
Oh my
visited so
gosh.
many different people and talked. There's just so much going on.
Yeah.
It's wild. Anything else? Any other announcements that we've got before we head offline tonight?
Mystic Hour, we're playing Divinity Original Sin 2, so come join us. It's a lot of fun, and I think you guys are off Delvin Dash next week, right?
Yes, we are for.
So
It's Halloween.
yeah.
I'm taking the kiddos trick or treating. So
Aw.
fair enough. So
Hey.
I'm gonna be dressed up in my Halloween costume, and we're gonna be starting early for Mystic Hour, and we're gonna play some Divinity.
Awesome.
Watch Callista in Divinity. It's great.
Yeah, I was like, I tuned in and I'm like, oh, it's Callista in Divinity. What is this?
That's awesome.
This is amazing.
Lots of fire.
Strahd is on this week. We're gonna do a couple spoopy things for the one shots and stuff like that. So stick around for that.
Shroud Group on Sundays at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern. So make sure you guys
Is there an insight check this week?
Good question.
I believe there is,
Okay.
as far as I'm aware, unless something changes. I know last week we had some internet technical difficulties that we couldn't get up. I probably won't be on stream because I'm taking like mental health breaks from some of my games.
Okay.
And Victoria says, come watch her be the minion of chaos in Divinity Original Sin 2 on Mystic Hour.
I just want to point out, if you watch that stream, she is not the minion of chaos. She is the minion of Doug, the dog from Up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Doug!
I was obsessed with that movie when I was a kid.
I'm so obsessed with that movie.
Well, and don't,
Also, we love you, JJ.
don't forget to tune in also to Monday night's campaign. They started a brand new campaign called We Met in a Tavern. So make sure you tune in. Matthew has got a really good campaign started for Monday nights. They had their episode 1 on Monday, so tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern for that. And we have got, in 2 weeks, we've got the next episode of Dirty 20 on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So I think it's November 9th that will be.
Yep.
So we'll be live there. And we're going to do a giveaway, a D&D Essentials kit. So if you tune in that night, you got a chance to win to all of our people in chat. So the next time that you find yourself teleporting with your good friend Molfin, you might want to just lend your proficiency bonus to him to gain to make his wisdom save. So then it doesn't cause complete havoc for the rest of your party. But until next time, don't forget to add that proficiency bonus, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.